This is everything you need to know about The Witcher Blood Origin in 60 seconds.
I can give you 1,000. The cast are insane.
The action is fierce.
It's got Michelle Yeoh, who is, I mean, you already know that, but she's just incredible.
It's set 1,000 years before The Witcher.
It explores part of the lore of The Witcher that hasn't been explored before.
It has the first kiss between two men in the show.
The costumes are divine. The makeup, the hair. Bon appetit.
There's a deaf sign language using character.
It's a show that's made with so much love, and that's really fun.
Of course I had to go out there and confront these people because, I mean, why not? Take a look.
We're here outside of the Tampa Convention Center here at SAS 2022. There are Patriot protesters out here, and there are also a massive group of counter-protesters. We're going to go engage with them.
Guys, it's a real-life NPC.
Can you say anything else?
Hey, we were about to, it was about to get hot and heavy, and I noticed crazy rashes all over you. Well, hey, that's all right. Let's just go to each corner of this rent by the hour hotel room that we have, and we're going to at a distance while looking at each other right in the eyes.
How do you with no in-person contact?
We are live. What is going on, everybody? We're here for Tuesday night's main event, and that was a banger, no pun intended, of an intro there from Jay Hailstorm. Drew, it was a while ago when we talked about that discussion about monkeypox. I don't quite remember it being like that, but evidently that's the way it was remembered by some people. How you doing tonight, Drew?
Me neither, dude. Well, Merry Christmas, by the way, to everyone that's tuning in tonight. But I mean, sometimes I sit here and wonder, like, why do I never get the chance to grow on YouTube? Why is my YouTube channel so throttled? And then I look back at videos like that and I'm like, oh, that's probably why.
Yeah, I mean, that might be a part. I mean, I don't know. I think we were talking about the LGBTQIA 231 plus. I think that's good. I think that's what YouTube wants. They want more of that content. At least that's my understanding. But it's good to have you here, man, rocking the Geeks and Gamers shirt. I know Jeremy would just be like legitimately like all over himself. Crazy to see you wearing that thing. It's just too bad that he's not here. Jeremy, he will be here in a little bit. He is a little bit too stupid to understand how time zones work. So he didn't leave early enough from Eastern time zone where he was before to get here in time for the start of the stream. He will be here later at some point in time. I promise you guys. Well, I will say this. If it makes you stick around, I promise you. If you have no interest in seeing Jeremy, he'll never be here. Don't worry. Just watch the stream. But as always, we're joined by Eric July. What up, Rippa?
What's up, man? Obviously good to be here as always on a Tuesday or whatever, man. But yeah, I've been busy cracking away. Same old shit that I usually do. Try to do a video here and there, working my way back in the algorithm after taking those 3 damn months off. But yeah, all is good, man. Just working on ISOM too. We of course announced for that one that it's going to be more of a higher page count. I kind of came to that conclusion considering where we're at. So it was planned to be another 96 page book, ISOM 2, but it's going to be closer to maybe 110, maybe even over that. But we're going to keep the price point the same. It may even be cheaper. It just depends on kind of where paper is at, but it won't be more for sure than what we charged you guys before. But yeah, we're just rocking and rolling, getting ready for these books that are about to drop next year, man. And I've just been busy as all get out. So good to be here as always on a Tuesday.
Hell yeah, man. And yes, you get more bang for your buck this time. And it sounds like you're going to basically come to these shipping companies and be like, hey, you want the business, 50,000 packages, you want the business, you got to come to us and give us a deal. So yeah. I liked hearing that too.
Yeah, we have a meeting tomorrow, actually with FedEx, like on-site meeting. And that's part of it. We already had ours with UPS. It's at this point, it's just, hey, who want the money? You know what I mean? If you can beat the other guys' rates, we'll see what happens. But that's what this business is, what any business is for that matter. It's all about leverage. So even with the printer stuff, you know what I mean? We may be switching on printers as well, just for the promise of kind of exclusivity and being able to get books out fast. That's what the game is, man. And, you know, the more we kind of navigate and the bigger that we get, the more opportunities there. And it also benefits the customers pretty much the most because it allows us to get the cost down, shipping costs down, actual product costs down, and all of that. So that's kind of what it is. And of course, unlike some of the other guys, we actually pay our creators, not late on payments. Heavy Metal and IDW and Valiant and everybody else that seems to be not paying their creators. Big thing. We talked a little bit about that on Friday Night Tights, how that just becomes a thing. It hasn't stopped. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it, you know, I don't blame these companies too much. I feel like they're paying these people what they're worth, you know, based on the products they're putting out. So, I mean, how can you argue with that? At least for the writers, for sure.
That works.
But of course, we are joined as always by the two people who are doing the most work here on the stream. We've got my nerdy at home. What's up, Steph?
Hello, good evening. Good to see Drew here. I love Drew. Love watching his show. He's freaking awesome. I've just been busy also, just like Ripa, just working away.
Hell yeah.
Are you in a warehouse too, or?
I'm not in a warehouse. I'm in a room. But I do spend all day in this room editing.
What, rolling tamales or what?
That's already over. Christmas is over. I had my fill of tamales.
Okay, there you go. The Mexican tradition, I guess. I don't know. Tamales on Christmas. Sounds good.
Delicious.
If you were Marvel or DC, you'd make that like a cover of your book.
That's true, and they did it.
They did do that. Didn't DC do that with Green Lantern?
DC did that. Yeah, he had tamales in a bag.
They did it with Green Lantern. They had Bane had flan. They had Bane sitting there like with a little tiny plate of flan. I think Blue Beetle had tacos. It was just about as stereotypical as you can get. So, but hey, that's what these people think representation is. We're going to get all that with Witcher Blood Origin. We've got a lot to talk about that with this disaster of a show that's basically a walking, talking stereotype. What they think every strong black woman needs to be, what they think every straight white male needs to be, what they think every strong stoic Asian female needs to be. And it comes out to be a disaster for Hollywood. But Krista Nova, what's up, Krista? I still don't like how close your camera is to your face.
Sorry. Hello, everybody. We're also live on Locals. We're live on Rumble and Odyssey. And yeah, it's awesome to have Drew on here. So I'm ready. I'm ready for Tuesday night's main event.
That's right. And it's a cozy group tonight, and that's good. It's after the holidays. Everybody's getting all cozy right up next to their family. I feel a little bit awkward as the only straight white male here on the panel. This is not normal for me. We're really bringing the diversity here on Tuesday night's main event. But I guess that'll get us back in Hollywood's good graces.
Hey, have you guys noticed something about Ryan's logo? I noticed this the other day. Have you
my
guys
logo?
The RK Outpost logo, right? Isn't the R red? Or is the R blue?
I think the R is blue and the K is red, but I honestly, hold on.
And the K is red. Yeah.
No, R is red and the K is blue. Yeah.
R is red, the K is blue, and then the middle is white. Now look at his set. Go back, put yourself back up. Look at that.
Good accident.
Did you do that on purpose?
No, not at all. Not in any way, shape, or I'm even wearing a red, white, and blue shirt right now. It's all about the wood. Of course, from the Louisville Slugger Museum.
That's great white identitarianism, Ryan. My goodness.
What are you gonna do? But it's good to see everybody in the chat excited. I see a lot of you excited that Jeremy's not here, so maybe we'll make that a more permanent thing here. Just depends, but no, he'll be here soon. Jeremy will be here soon. But the thing that everybody's been talking about is something that nobody likes, which is typically the way it is in Hollywood. After Henry Cavill left The Witcher, says, you know what? I am tired of this woke writer's room. They're not respecting the source material. They're not respecting the fans. I'm done playing my dream role as Geralt. Witcher fans were pretty upset, and rightfully so, because he was the only reason people were still watching. And now the most recent spinoff that Netflix has put out, it's a complete and total fucking disaster. A 9% audience score. This is the lowest rated Netflix original series of all time. And that's saying something because they've had some bad things. That Resident Evil series was a 22% audience rating. This one tops even that. And everybody's roasting it. And already it's very predictable what we can see. You know, this is after fans started a petition to keep Henry Cavill. Netflix didn't listen. And now the media is going full tilt trying to protect this series. The Witcher Blood Origin's getting review bombed by Henry Cavill and novel fans. Shockingly, that people that are fans of this, of The Witcher would not like the garbage that they're putting out there. And now, of course, what did we hear today? It has an audience score, the worst audience score of all time, but the gamer says it's just full of racist, misogyny, and ableism. Ripwood, this is so fucking expected. I saw you made a video about this, couple videos about this, I think.
Yeah, because oh man, it's like they go to the same scheme, scams, plans that they have. It's coordinated, obviously. It's like, okay, we're going to put something out. We're going to promote it as checking boxes. Then when it fails, we're going to blame the people that actually bother to watch it. It's a bizarre thing. It hasn't worked for them yet. I mean, even Rotten Tomatoes kind of their whole page, or rather their actual website, changed due to this whole kind of ordeal, and they still can't really shake off the stank when a lot of these garbage titles, be it from Netflix or whatever, comes out, and then even the shield media can't really save it. You know what I mean? They pretty much are even in consensus that, okay, yeah, this pretty much it isn't that bad. So CBR, of course, they're not big fans of us at all. Certainly not. But of course, they're going to roll it out. It's getting review bomb because nobody can legitimately dislike their product. It really represents where Hollywood's at right now. We talked about this last week, but where they're at right now is that they can never concede that they have a content problem. That's impossible for them. It has to be something wrong with you. And that's really the ideal that they have when they make content in the first place. They're not making content for actual people that's willing to watch it, potential customers. It's more, you need to live up to whatever it is that we're going to show you. And if you reject it, well, there's something fundamentally wrong with you. And there's something fundamentally wrong with the actual customer. So it's a bizarre thing that they pull out. It has not worked yet, but it's not going to stop them from trying.
It's also like a cheap cop out too, because the easiest way to kind of get out of a failure is just to like shift blame somewhere else. They're never going to blame themselves. They're never going to put the responsibility on themselves. They're never going to admit they're just a bunch of stupid SJWs with green and pink and retarded hair and admit that that's what they're more focused on. They put the agenda over the actual content and the art. And I think that's why everything is getting destroyed, because these people are just obsessed with, you know, pushing everything black people, everything brown people, everything gay people, and the rainbow cult. And, you know, you're never going to get like an honest critique or assessment these days, right? Because a lot of people, like critics, were always responding back and forth. This part of the movie sucked. This part of the movie was good. And everyone was kind of like at each other's necks over that. And people would have conflicts over that. And some critics were just kind of criticized for being critics, which is weird. But now you're just called a racist if you could literally critique a movie. And it's like, you don't even have to be white. You know, you just come out and say this movie's retarded and stupid because it's all just, you know, let's make everything black, gay, and brown. And, you know, that's content and art nowadays. But who's asking for this? Like, nobody is asking for this. I've never been to like a Comic-Con. I've never been to, you know, like an area of people that are obsessed with comics or movies or Marvel or DC or any of these like big name enterprises or big name organizations, and like are just like begging, you know what we want, you guys? We just want Superman to be gay. That's what we want. That's what the fans want. We don't want Henry Cavill. We want him to be gay and black. Like, I've never heard anybody say that. Maybe you guys have. Maybe now there's, you know, people are running around saying that, but I don't know. Call me a boomer, call me whatever. But
nah, it's usually fake kind of people that pretend to like it. It's akin to the type of people that I would talk about on my the Miles Morales video, which starting to catch steam again, and people aren't very happy with me as I talk about how people don't actually like this character. They just like the idea. And your boy Zach over there actually brings up a good point over that with those that used to know him as diversity in comics. But he would talk about how when these normies say that they actually like a character, what really all they mean is that they've heard of them. And that's really all that it is. So they're not actually interested in any of this stuff. There's no data that actually supports that. However, they have the creators or the people that are in control of these products have been convinced by people that have no idea how the market actually is. They've been convinced by them that this is material that people care about. And it's not. It's simply not. Let me say, willing customers. Yeah, there's going to be a person or two that has neon colored hair, is weird as shit, and will pretend like this is something that they're interested in, but they're not going to go buy it. And if they do, if it is, I mean, you're talking about a very small group of people, and they can never carry this. And this is where Hollywood fucked up. Hollywood forgot that in order to get as big as they are, you had to get the support of people from different sides of the political spectrum. You can't just bank on all different on like one particular side. And what they did was think that, well, if we cater to this leftism, essentially what it is, modern American leftism, if we appeal to that, then we're going to get the current and future generations. But you cannot get those box offices. You cannot get the blockbuster films and the general support that you've gotten in the past relying on that. And that's why, as we covered on Friday Night Tights, the whole outlook, who was it, Variety or was it Hollywood Reporter, Ryan, that did that whole like trajectory of 2023, and they're talking about Hollywood's bumpy?
I think it was Variety. It's like the 2023 outlook doesn't look good. Yeah, that's an understatement. It does not look good.
Yeah. So it was Variety is what it was. And everybody knows this is not a sustainable thing. But much like what we're dealing right now with the comic book industry, it's a bunch of, well, I don't want to acknowledge that we might have fucked ourselves. And therefore, I'm just going to pretend like either everything is okay, or I'm just going to blame everybody else for the problem and we'll get through it. And that's just not how you're going to ever correct it. If you can't even just address it honestly, like head on, say, we jacked up, let's make an adjustment. If you don't have enough humility to do that, then yeah, you're doomed for failure. And that's kind of where Hollywood's at right now.
And like, talk about the comic world for a second. Like, that should be the template. That should be the testing ground. That should be the litmus test.
Yeah.
If you have all these characters, all new, all different Marvel, if you have all these fucking diversity initiative characters that fail time and time again, that books need to get rebooted time and time again so you can have another one to sell people on, that might not translate very well when you bring it to the big screen or bring it to streaming. Yep. Yet they're intentionally inserting all these characters that fail time and time again. And when it comes to The Witcher, like, imagine that this is the way you try to sell people on this. So like when they put this tweet out, this tweet that's 10 reasons why you should watch The Witcher Blood Origin. This isn't like a joke, like a meme that got put together by somebody. This is from the fucking Witcher account, their verified account. When they put this out, we think these are the reasons that you need to watch this. And it's just as laughable as you could imagine.
I can give you 1,000. The casts are insane.
The action is fierce.
It's got Michelle Yeoh, who is, I mean, you already know that, but she's just incredible.
That guy looks like one of the people that me and Drew may have been talking about in the intro that we watched. All right. Just saying.
That guy's probably a sodomite for sure.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
Eric like that one. Look at that.
Well, the next one,
Old Testament words tonight, you guys. This is the Geeks and Gamers
yes, absolutely.
watch.
Oh yeah. So all right, we're gonna be talking about diversity. We're gonna be talking about diversity of sexualities, and of course we're gonna have this.
You know that, but she's just incredible.
It's set 1,000 years before The Witcher.
Now this person is in the show and she's deaf and uses like American Sign Language, I guess, in the show, in the Witcher universe set 1,200 years ago or something like that. But they're gonna get to how stunning that is.
It explores part of the lore of The Witcher that hasn't been explored before.
There are monsters like we've never seen before.
It has the first kiss between two men in the show.
Oh, there you go. There you
go. Drew,
that's the most important part. That's the most important part about The Witcher, you guys. Out of everything else, all the millions of dollars they've spent, that is what you get. A gay kiss. Oh, yay. Guys, it's so awesome. It's so innovative.
Yeah, and acting like we've never seen that before. That's the craziest thing. They want to pretend every time they give an interview about this stuff. What do they say? We want to get to the point where it's not news where we do this. Oh, well, then stop literally creating the shows with only that in mind. with only that in mind to get to these things on screen. Clearly, you don't want it to get to that level. You still want it to be a big deal. You want to be praised for how virtuous you are, for how woke you are for doing these things.
You know what's crazy too? It's like it makes gay people look really bad because like it's super low IQ. It's like, do these gay people in these movies do anything? Like, do they have any special abilities? Are they like really great written characters? Do they have amazing arcs? Are they inspiring? Do they do anything? No, it's just they're gay, Eric. They're gay.
But that's how it always is. I was talking to the great Chuck Dixon about this with one of the characters that he had did a lot of work on over the years of Tim Drake, who is now just gay out of nowhere. And he was like, he was talking about how they handle gay characters. It's not like they make, when they do that, let's say if it's a change, it's not like they make them more interesting, right? It's like, oh, well, now he's just gay. It's like, well, is the story better? No, he's just gay now. So it's like, okay, yeah, congrats, I guess, but that's not a thing that's going to entice me to try to read it. The fact that you're leading with that material is telling me off rip that it's the shit shallow, right? It's not anything that I'm going to show any interest in. Hell, gay folk ain't even going to watch the shit either. So it's not like, it's like you're not. Who are you making it for? I asked. It's a rhetorical question because they're making it for themselves. It's like they do this weird shit where it's like we're trying to get pats on the back in the headlines from each other and kiss each other's ass, as opposed to actually making it for, like, it's the fucking Witcher, man. It's a layup. All of this shit, Marvel, DC, it's a layup. It's a material. It's already been wrote for you. You got the outline. You got the blueprint. Easy. You have to go out of your way to fuck this up. Even historically, like definitely with like DC stuff, even the bad shit, like people would at least come out support. We have a little argument. Hey, this is goofy. Batman looks funny, yada, yada. But that was really where it was limited to. Now it's more of this shit's just, it's dog shit. And you're leading with things that nobody actually cares about. It's not going to garner any sort of enthusiasm. If anything, you can only turn people off from the project. So I could see that, like, all right, well, I wasn't going to watch it anyway, but imagine being a Witcher fan and you see that and they're trying to sell you on this origin, which is basically fan fiction anyway. They're trying to sell you on it, and that's what you hear. Some dude, weird looking dude talking about gay dudes kissing in the mouth and shit. Like, I ain't trying to fucking see that shit anyway. So let alone like in a
branding, bro. That's the branding. Like, this is how we're gonna brand our movie. Original. There's nothing special about it. It's just, hey, there's two guys kissing. Like, wow, interesting. The Witcher. I must go watch it now.
And if you remember 4 or 5 years ago, like one of the first things we heard from The Witcher's writing room was when they decided to take a stand, right? This is from 2018. The Witcher Netflix writing staff decided to get woke for social justice on social media, right? And take a stand for social justice, identity politics. This is specifically about illegal immigration and shit like that. But like the writing was on the wall from the very beginning. It wasn't great in season 1. Season 1 was like a pretty bad show that was really anchored by a great performance from Henry Cavill. And then 2 went completely off the rails. But this isn't anything new for this writing staff. It's always been there. And now it's just gone next level. But we'll finish. We're only halfway through this 45-second video.
The costumes are divine. The makeup, the hair. Bon appetit.
There's a deaf sign language using character.
Like, who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a reason to watch the show.
That's not a selling point, dude. Like, that's what they don't seem to understand. It's like, okay, it's not to say that you couldn't have a deaf person in the show, but you can't sell me on there's a person using sign language in the show. Like, what the fuck? Okay, like, why are you telling me this? And well, it's shallow. It's a shallow show. It doesn't have much to it. If 10 fucking things, that's it. It's not a long list. 10 things that you're trying to sell us on, and that's the best you could do. It's some deaf cat using a sign language, and yeah, never mind the lore of it all and how, considering the setting, it doesn't really make sense that they'd be using this shit anyway. But never mind that. It's not. You're not. Who are you selling it to? Like, okay, someone's doing shit with the hands. It's like, all right, man, like we've seen that before.
Well, there's already been movies like that. Dude, there's already been movies with all of this stuff. But this is what these people do. They're so unoriginal that they have to act like they're being original by being the first ones to do any of this stuff. Like that's one aspect of the argument as well. Is like these people think they're like pioneers and trailblazers, but all they do is rehash other things and like take what other people have already done in Hollywood and just kind of like claim it for themselves. So that's retarded too. That's what these people do not have any originality. They just steal. Okay, they just steal everything because they have no creativity. When you have no creativity, all you could do is just steal from other people that are better than you and more creative than you, because at that point, that's all you can do. I don't know. I'm just ranting now, but it's just
yeah.
Show,
guys. I'm telling you, I'm so
ranting is Tuesday night's main event.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, if you don't have that, what do we have? I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know what else is left other than we put a lot of effort in this. Let's see here.
It's a show that's made with so much love, and that's really fun.
All right, so much love. Nothing in there about a great story. Nothing in there about well-written, well-developed characters. We know like who the characters want to fuck. We know how the characters talk, I guess. But that's it. Like nothing that's universal, and that's really the problem. And I think when you look at some of the things that have had success this year, Top Gun Maverick had success. Something like The Terminalist out of nowhere had success. Like these are things that get back to pretty like basic traditional values. You know what I mean? And I think that's what people are craving right now. I think that's why in just 12 days, you've seen Avatar hit $1 billion at the box office, despite a little bit slow opening and despite a winter storm that kept people away from the theaters. It is still in just 12 days past every single Marvel movie like that came out this year. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But when it comes to this Witcher thing, it is the status quo now. And we're in the cycle. Ripa, you know how it is. Drew, you know how it is. The cycle with these woke entertainment properties. Make something that's made for no one but the writers. It gets blasted before it even comes out because people can see the writing on the wall. They can see it through the cast and they can see it through the interviews. They know it's going to be bad. It comes out, shocker, it's fucking bad. And it gets destroyed on the reviews.
Yeah.
What's the next step? The media comes out and they say, well, they're review bombing. Angry fans are review bombing this. It's weird how when critics don't like something, it's not called review bombing, right? If the critics don't like Black Adam, it's not called the critics were review bombing Black Adam. No, you just didn't fucking like it. There's nothing wrong with not liking something. And now we're only a couple days removed from Netflix, from The Witcher showrunner, from The Witcher cast and crew coming out and saying, we stand with our cast of color and our deaf people and our gays, and we protect them against all of this disgusting things out here.
They're our black people. They're our
Exactly.
black people. People think they own everybody. It's ridiculous. The elitist mentality in Hollywood is so sickening, dude. Even now, it's gone even overboard with this whole SJW, everything's black, brown, and gay stuff. Like they literally believe they own these classes of people. Like they're the only ones that could define what real black people look like, or they're the only ones that can define what real gay people look like. And they even go as far to say, this is what black people not only look like when we represent them, but this is what black people are gonna like. You stupid Latino, this is what you look like and you're gonna like it, because if you come out and you disagree with it, I somehow become the racist, Eric July becomes the racist, and you just get sent to the digital abyss forever.
That's how it works every single time. You will be the self-hating black man in the event that you disagree with something that they have claimed to do that was for you, because you're supposed to just shut up and like it. But it's how they have these, like, the internet kind of just whipped into shape, you know what I mean, to believe that is ever the case. Because again, I get comments on my material from weirdos and people that follow me on Twitter know I'm always dunking on these idiots who say this type of dumb shit. But look, man, money talks. And to your point, Ryan, like you see kind of the more traditional approach seems to work. We saw that with Top Gun. Even to this day, he'll do a video and, it's just like, hey, thanks for your support. And it's simple, something cut and dry in that, which shouldn't be anything like bold or brave or it's just something fundamental that now in this day and age, it's seen as an outlier, because it is, right? Because it is for someone to just come out and just say, I appreciate your support and coming out to watch this film and all that. It seems like something as simple as that. It used to be the norm, and now it isn't, because these guys are arrogant, they're cocky as shit, and they look at it like you are supposed to support us, and when you don't, well, you're the problem.
Yeah, and I don't know if Tom Cruise's Scientology has anything to do with it, because like anyone's afraid to go after David Miscavige, you know, or and the Scientologists, because they'll show up to your house if you say anything wrong. That's a whole other conversation. But
I think Tom Cruise is crazy. Like, I think he's crazy with the Scientology stuff, and I honestly think that the reason that he's actually like so focused on making things that fans love and trying to make as much money as he possibly can is actually probably because of Scientology, because he's trying to make money for Scientology. That's kind of what I think his motivations are. But whatever his motivations are, he stays true to his goal of making great movies that entertain people to make as much money as possible. You know what I mean? That seems to be his motivation.
The point I was gonna get to is, if you guys remember, I actually watched this the other day, is when they announced the trailer. I don't know if it was Comic-Con, it was at some conference when they played the trailer for the very first time. There's like thousands of people in the room. Tom comes out and surprises, I think it was Conan, right? Conan announced him, and he came out and he surprised everyone with Top Gun 2 Maverick. And one of the things he said, he's like, you guys have been asking me for decades. He's like, I made a movie like 34 years ago. And he's like, you guys have been asking for decades. If I'm going to make another one, if we're going to come out with another one. And I think Tom literally, we might have the video if you guys want to find it. It's on you. I think he literally said that, like, I owed it to you guys to deliver. It was up to me to deliver to you guys on Top Gun 2. See, that has been lost. That has been lost in Hollywood, where you have an actor that not only cares about the money, but cares about the product, because he cares about the fans and the lore behind the movies. I think that has been totally just thrown into the trash, and that's why I respect Tom Cruise. I say the Scientology thing because I don't know if that might be why everyone fears him in Hollywood and dares not push the woke SJW stuff into his brand in movies. But I remember that. I remember that video, and it makes sense when you see these big titles become successful, because they're slam dunking with the audience, and that's what the audience truly wants. And then the money just comes after.
Yeah, and I think that he put out that 10-minute video talking about how they did one of the craziest stunts in Hollywood history, where Tom Cruise trained for like a year, did 13,000 skydives to like get completely prepared for what he was about to do, and then he trained to be essentially a motocross athlete, to have like be in the best physical shape that he could, have the best technical control over every aspect of what they were doing, all to put together one stunt for like what's probably going to be like a 30 or 45 second shot in a movie. But they did it to the next level because they wanted to make it perfect. They didn't want to use special effects or anything. They wanted to legitimately make it happen. And Tom Cruise at 60 years old did it. And that is crazy. But Ripa, to your point about people like being very selective about what they're going to watch. Like, we got to talk about Avatar: The Way of Water, which I don't think it's near as good of a movie as Top Gun Maverick. I think it's a decent movie. I think it's enjoyable. And even though there's certainly an agenda behind it about environmentalism and things like that, and, oh, by the way, colonizers did bad things in the indigenous population, you can't get away from that. It's a reality of the story of Avatar. But, on top of all that, you just have a very simple story about someone protecting his family. It's really what it is. It's very fucking basic storytelling. And as we sit here, 12 days of release, and Avatar is getting ready to cross $1 billion. It made $1 billion already. It'll be updated in tomorrow morning's box office reports. And already, in just 12 days of release, it has outpaced Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and Thor: Love and Thunder. Like, what are the excuses we heard for all these MCU releases? Not only is Marvel, completely floundering on Disney Plus, where they lost $1.5 billion over the last 3 months on Disney Plus streaming, but also in the box office, these disappointments. And the media has tried to get a cop out with like, well, the pandemic, COVID's been a big reason. That's the reason why these movies are underperforming. No. When there's things out there that people are willing to watch, whether everybody agrees if they're good or not, when there's stuff out there that is in demand, people are going to go, even in a fucking blizzard, in a winter snowstorm, they're going to go out and they're going to see it. Those things just right now don't happen to be Marvel movies.
Yo, yeah, like that's what's missing right now with, I would say, all comic book related material, is they cannot get enthusiasm really behind their projects. They can't. It's been a failed attempt. Definitely this past year, this whole phase for Marvel has really been a dud. And I think some of these rumors or whatever, I don't know if they're true, but the direction that they're going in doesn't seem like they're they've already committed to some dog shit, and I guess they're going all the way kind of through with it. So they can't get people enthusiastic about the project, and people are going to be more, be it because of the recession, because of just people are just tired of the nonsense, definitely with what's going on with Disney and all that. Parents are maybe paying a little more attention to what they're spending money on, or whatever the reason is. You have to go above and beyond to try to get, butts in the seats. And they're not doing that. They really can't. It's impossible for them to do that, because they would have to my earlier point, admit fault and admit mistake. So it's going to be a very daunting kind of 2023, as well as in the future, if they can't turn this around by simply getting people stoked. They once could do that. Marvel Cinematic Universe certainly could do that, where it's just like, okay, we announce a movie, it's coming out, and people are actually looking forward to it. The conversations are already happening. The theories are already happening. And now it's more like a chore for people to go out of their way and go see it. This whole entertainment, that's what it runs on, is people getting enthusiastic about your project. And if you can't do that, well, you're going to suffer, certainly economically. But with Avatar, or with Top Gun, or with these other movies, we see that it's not that people aren't willing to go out of their way to go watch something and be a consumer of whatever product. It's that a lot of the product is so bad that people just aren't willing to do it as much as they were before. And that's what Hollywood has to figure out. And I wouldn't care if they did at all. I mean, they can burn their ass to the ground for all I care, and let something new rise from the ashes. But that's what it's going to take to turn the ship. They have to get butts in the seats, which means enthusiasm from the potential customers. They just can't do that anymore.
It's another thing too. It's like so predictable at this point, like when you go watch a Marvel movie right now, particularly Disney, like the playbook and the pattern and, the way they set up the entire movies, it's like, it's so predictable at this point where you already know what you're going to get. Like even the rhetoric and even the story, it's like, okay, this is probably going to be another movie about some minority that really doesn't do anything special. And it's going to be about white people being lectured about why they're racist. And there'll probably be some gay, queer, lesbian thrown in somewhere in there just to, appease that mob. And also it's going to be why Black people are oppressed. And it's like, every time you see this stuff, it not only angers you because it's the same thing over and over again. It's like, I don't want to go watch a movie and get lectured about why white people are bad. I don't want to go watch and I'm not white. Okay. And I don't want to go watch a movie about like why Black people are so oppressed. And it's like, America Chavez doesn't represent me, like I'm Latino and it's like, it's kind of cringe, dude. So like at this point, when you see this stuff, it's 100% predictable. You can anticipate what these movies are going to be about. And that's what makes it even further unoriginal, because these people are just using a formula. It's a formula, I think, that they're using in order to appease, in what my opinion is the real woke supremacists, the real racists that are running around accusing everyone of being a racist. I mean, didn't they do this to this movie too, Ryan? With Avatar 2, they're accusing James for appropriating and being a white savior complex. It's like it's never enough with these people. It's like some Indian SJW chick that's like probably grifting, trying to become famous, right? Like it'll never be enough for these people, because even when you give them what they want, and Ripa, this, even when you give them what they want, it's never enough for the woke blacks.
Well, they're doing it right now. Didn't CBR just write something about the Little Mermaid and saying something about, I think it was CBR, the chat can correct me, they just they ran some article about why this upcoming Little Mermaid, despite the race swaps and all that, it should really lean towards this LGBT shit. And I'm like, it's never enough. Like, you can't possibly, it's never enough. You can check all the fucking boxes and they will make a new one for you. And this is why it's not even worth appeasing this crowd. For what? Because it's never going to be enough.
And that's the thing. If you decide to play this woke fucking game, then you get held to their standards. James Cameron, congratulations on feeling so bad about being white and what white people did hundreds and hundreds of years ago, that you decided to craft a different universe and have, some little allegory in there about what people did to North and South America, what Europeans did to North and South America. It's not enough. Too bad. It's not enough. You didn't do it the right way. You didn't do it the way people want, and you're white, so it's never going to be enough. Same thing with The Little Mermaid. Hey, great. You made Ariel black. well, you know what? It's not really okay if you have Ariel be willing to sacrifice all this just for a man. Are you serious? Like, that's the kind of arguments you then have to have with these fucking freaks.
It's so annoying, okay? It's so annoying because these people are like, we want more diversity. Let's be more diverse with their little limp wrists, right? We want more black people, more brown people, more gay people. And like you finally give it to them, right? Like you give them Avatar 2, multi-billion-dollar, possibly another billion-dollar movie, right? You finally give them some kind of representation and they call it cultural appropriation. It's like, you know what about you stupid woke people? If everything's cultural appropriated, then take your jeans off because white people literally made jeans. So how come it's not cultural appropriation? It's not, because it's an agenda designed to demonize a particular race of people, which is white people. And it's not even about defeating racism. It's not about diversity. It's these people want power and they want control and they're using race to do it. That's why I call them the real racists.
I don't even understand what the story's LGBTQ legacy. I mean, obviously Flounder's gay, clearly, but I don't really know what they mean other than that. So
it's crazy. Like I said, despite all of that talk, it's not enough. It's not enough. You're seeing these weirdos now talk about gay shit. And it's like, bro, like, what else can you possibly do to appease this crowd?
Okay, so I've read a minute of this. I literally glanced at it for 10 seconds. It looks to me like there's a bunch of gay people out there who think that this is actually a gay story, even though it was written in like 1837 or something. That looks to be the case. Ever since the original story was penned by Hans Christian Andersen in 1837, The Little Mermaid has been a symbol of LGBTQIA experience, with both the story and the movie being widely accepted by the community and often read as an allegory thereof.
Everything's an allegory. Every fucking thing, everything like this. This is narcissism, like literal by textbook definition. That's what it is. These people make every fucking thing about them. And even if it's not there, like it's not even yours. I can show evidence. I've done this, like, for example, with the X-Men situation. Like, I show you the evidence of Stan Lee specifically saying he never created him to do that, and they'll just say that it's an allegory for some civil rights bullshit, even though Stan Lee himself has said that's not why I fucking created him. That's not, I never did that. That was not my intention. They still say that that's the case. These people are so self-righteous that they think everything's about them.
Eric, black people don't even like going to the beach. How are you gonna have a black mermaid, dude? I don't get it. It doesn't even.
The thing about the Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid.
Oh, go for it.
The Little Mermaid is based off a Danish fucking fairy tale, right? It can't get whiter than that. Like that. That's my thing. And hilariously enough, there are like African folk tales about people of the fucking water, right? They could that's an option if they want to tell those stories. But what happens is they got to take some shit that already exists. If you guys watch me, you know I talk about tokenization all the fucking time. And because they are talentless hacks, they're not creative at all. They take shit, hijack it, and then they make it about them. Because I don't know what the fuck this person is talking about, but now they're believing it to be an allegory, right? Because you can't pin it and say that it was that. I'm pretty sure the Danish folk of old weren't thinking about transgendered people during that fucking time at all, but they need to make it about themselves. So that's exactly what it is. So now all of a sudden, even though this is my first time ever fucking hearing about it, they've made it about them, and because they made it about them, and that means it's their roots, and they need to lean into it for their upcoming project. And I wouldn't at all be fucking surprised if that's what they do. Not at all.
All right, so I got to read this fucking paragraph here because this just shows you like the lengths that you have to go to. It's been theorized, so never confirmed or anything, just gay people saying this, that Hans Christian Andersen wrote The Little Mermaid while struggling with unrequited love for another man, Edvard Collin. In this case, his relationship with Collin somewhat resembled the relationship between the mermaid and the prince in the story. What? Someone didn't fight? Like, oh, you had to give up your voice to be with him? Is that what you're saying? I couldn't speak my fucking love for this man.
Real quick. Is this writer? This is a male, right?
The writer of this? Oh yeah, Hans.
Is he white?
He's fucking Danish, so yeah.
This new Black Little Mermaid movie. Is this who's
like the screenwriters? I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's all kinds of weird shit going on with them.
I do know that they said this is the best person for the job, though, Ripa. So you'll be good to know that. But then, so after saying, "Hey, we think it's gay because we think this guy was gay," then they say, with that in mind, The Little Mermaid can be read as an allegory for various LGBTQIA experiences, including being transgender, with the mermaid's tail becoming legs.
What the fuck does that got to do with being transgendered, man? She's a half fish. Like, that's all that the fucking shit mean. Ain't got nothing to do with her. Like, now she wants a dick. Like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense.
What is a trans fish? What the hell is a trans fish?
What we didn't know was that somewhere in between, it got cut from the original cartoon. So you guys aren't even aware of this. After she gives up her voice to get legs, she actually gives up something else to get a third leg. That's actually the Little Mermaid story that you guys didn't know about.
Oh my God, man.
What a disgrace. What a disgrace to black people, dude. You know, like, you want to give something for black people to look up to, and that's what you give them, a trans fish.
Well, that's what they might give
black trans fish.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if they do lean into that. But like, when I saw that article, I was like, these fuckers. It's a lesson. It's a lesson in, if you are a creative business owner and you're doing some sort of entertainment. It's a lesson on that it's absolutely impossible to appease this crowd. Now, I don't know why people would ever try to do that anyway, right? You get, unfortunately, there's a lot of people in the comic book industry who feel like they know the industry is going in the direction that it's going, and they'll say, well, they can't say anything because, hey, promises of, basically working for their dream, these companies that they dreamed of, and they will be blacklisted, so they choose not to do it. And what these companies are doing are trying to appease this crowd, and then the crowd in some way will inevitably turn on them. That's how it always happens, is that you try to do stuff, you try to check a box. We just were talking about it earlier with the whole Green Lantern and everything that DC was doing, making all of these characters what Latino Heritage Month? What was it?
Hold on, Latinx Heritage Month. Get it straight.
Excuse me, Latinx Heritage Month or whatever, and they got fucking tacos and all kinds of shit going on, and even the people that they were appealing to were like, this shit.
I would have preferred a lawnmower, bro. I would have preferred a lawnmower.
Get a fucking lawnmower. Get a Puerto Rican stealing hubcaps or something.
Yeah, go all out. If you're gonna do it, like go all out.
That would have been more representation,
man. Why stop at the food with the stereotypical shit? You know what I mean? But that happened with the Thor, with Miles Morales being Thor, and he's rapping
shit. He's like, my hood. Asgard is my hood.
My Odin's fade and all that shit. And it's like
Odin was wearing Timberlands.
It was terrible. And then, like, okay, the writer has to come out. He's apologizing and shit. Like, why even attempt to appease these weirdos, man? You can't. Because it's not like they're actually genuinely interested in this stuff anyway. On a serious note, they don't care about it. I mean, if anything, look to ISOM. Look to what it is that other people are doing in the comic book industry, despite CBR fucking and their dog shit writers talking down on us. We still did what it is that we do because they don't control shit. So, entertainment's gonna be a lot better when people just finally tell these guys to go fuck themselves, regardless of demands. Just go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then we even heard, hey, we got the glad report that despite all their best efforts, no studios were gay enough. Not Disney, not Warner Brothers, not Paramount, not Universal, not anybody. Nobody was gay enough for GLAAD. So unfortunately, this will continue. But we got to get a couple of these.
How gay do they want this to get, dude? They put that movie Bros out, and not even the gays went out to go watch it. And they started calling gay people homophobes. They don't like it.
Pretty much, and it's the real answer is that it's never enough. Like until every single person.
Ryan, I need an answer. How gay does this have to get?
Fucking HIV positive. Right? Like it needs to go full blown. You know what I mean? Like it will not stop until everybody has it. Full blown rent, I suppose. But
oh shit.
But we got to get to some of these super chats. You guys sent a couple bombs. The conversation has been so great. So Buford T Justice for $50. Ryan, I was curious if someone had clipped out your takedown of John Campea for Thor Gay and Thunder box office. Ironically, I actually did clip it out. I put it on my channel. You'd have to go back. I didn't title it John Campea, blah, 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 because quite frankly, I don't care. But I did do that response when he came in my chat, and I told him exactly what Thor Love and Thunder was going to do, exactly what happened at the box office, and it did play out that way. So it's on my channel somewhere. Ripa, did you have any luck finding somewhere to get toys or figures made for the Rippaverse? Happy New Year, everybody. Hail G&G. Thank you, Buford.
We're in talks, which reminds me I have an email that we need to respond to. But yeah, it's been a very difficult thing to try to get things not made in China. You know what I mean? That's just what it ultimately boiled down to. That was the really whole. It wasn't that I couldn't get them made. It was that I didn't want to use no Chinese shit. And I've done a video on this and like how really the entire fucking industry goes through China and the toy manufacturing. It's fucking sad. It doesn't make any sense. I know people use like cheap labor and all these other excuses as to why that's the case. I think more of it has to do with a lack of effort, because when you consider all of the different markets that China really dominates in terms of the manufacturing now, it's not just with the toy market, it's with a whole lot of other industries. Them just having 1.5 billion how many people are in fucking China? It's about that
1.3 or something like
almost 1.5 billion billion people that are there, and them having cheap labor. That doesn't make sense, because they're not just doing it for like a country or two. They're basically dominating the market for the entire fucking world. So there's a lack of effort. There's a whole lot of regulatory shit. And I actually got a bone. I would love to talk to Todd McFarlane about this shit, because I got a bone to pick with these motherfuckers, that these guys have dominated this toy industry, and none of them have thought, hey, we could actually it's not even about bringing back manufacturing. There'd be a whole lot of other benefits if it did have a big time North American presence, and none of them have done jack shit to try to actually alter or change that, despite them dominating the fucking industry, right? So that's one thing that we've learned looking into other people, trying to figure out where we can go. You know what I mean? I'm still looking for leads on non-Chinese print, like as far as the actual manufacturers. You can find people to design it and all that based in like North America and stuff, but actually making the shit, packaging it and making it, it's very, very difficult. And there's almost no presence in North America. Definitely like for sculpts and stuff like that, maybe for some like plastic stuff, but definitely like for sculpts, it's non-existent, man. There's not a whole lot of American, or hell, North American. There's like a couple of them that are based out of Mexico that you may can get lucky with, but to the quality, it's Chinese or bust, and we're trying to find ways around that.
Yeah, well, there you go. Thank you, Buford. Appreciate it. Carnage Undone for $50 says, hey, Ryan, thanks for the video on Tennessee. As a Mount Juliet resident, my apartment complex, all the heaters broke and there's mini frozen pipe bursts. In my apartment, it got down to 30 degrees. And because of the busted pipes, they had a shot of water. Like, yeah, no problem, Carnage Undone. Thank you for the big super chat. I did make a video over on Sports Wars earlier today talking about how in Tennessee, because obviously winter storm went through everywhere, record low temperatures, a lot of places. But while people in Tennessee were sitting there for 6-12 hours without power because of rolling blackouts, the Tennessee Titans played in Nissan Stadium, no problem. Full power, no problems. They even left the lights on all overnight and everything. And I don't blame the Tennessee Titans. I'm sure they didn't think that people were going to freeze because they had their power on. I blame all the people that decided to prioritize that. Now, I'm a big a fucking sports fan as anybody, but for all the people that decided to prioritize that instead of regular people, that's fucked up. It has a lot to do with the infrastructure. It has a lot to do with Democratic lawmakers preventing infrastructure for non-renewable sources of energy because they make it so hard to get anything natural gas going because they want to shift to fucking wind and all this fucking bullshit. Well, guess what? In a winter snowstorm, it doesn't really help. So yeah, no problem, Carnage. I'm sorry you had to go through that, man. That's crazy.
While you give your taxpayer money to Ukraine.
Yeah, exactly.
Zelensky was literally lecturing the U.S. and was like, "Oh, we need more. We need another $800 million because we're not going to survive the European winter." And he's like, "We need more gas."
Yeah, I mean, I guess
it's so wild that like people like need to wake up to like this climate alarmism and this climate change BS with Leonardo DiCaprio flying around in a PJ lecturing you about your carbon footprint. They're all liars, dude. They're elitist liars. Like, do people really believe if these people get what they want and all the peons get rid of all of their natural gas cars and everything they use, do you guys honestly think that these elites are going to do the same thing? No, they're not. They're not going to get rid of anything. They're doing it now. Why are they hypocrites? If they're hypocrites now, it makes you think they're going to be like true to their word further down the line in the future. They never are. They never are. It's just,
yeah. And
the
it's
Ukraine thing is irritating as hell, dude. That guy Zelensky, I gotta say, that guy Zelensky showed up in the US, you guys, went to DC and had a straight up State of the Union style speech as if he was the president of the United States. That's crazy. Wild, dude. That is so wild. You don't see that. But like, that's how globalism is being pushed.
I feel for the people of Ukraine. I've said this time and time again. For the people in Ukraine where all this stuff is going on, I feel for them because like I can't imagine having to deal with that, with what they're going through. Like at the same time, we're sitting here giving billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars to protect somebody's borders while not caring about ours. We have record people coming across ours. So it's so frustrating to see that happen and to see people putting America last. It's what it is. It's America last at this point in a lot of ways. So it's very frustrating to see basically a con man up there. And Ukraine for decades has been considered one of the most corrupt governments out there, with the exception of maybe Russia. And now all of a sudden, there's no problem with the government of Ukraine. And I think that's just ridiculous. But again, my heart goes out to the people that are actually affected by this, the real people, not the government stooges. Mike Abraham for $100. Thank you, Mike. I'm gonna applause for that. There we go. Mike Abraham, $100. Exactly, Ryan. It's not enough gay. We need more gay. Several episodes of Willow have gone by. And when are they gonna scissor? No, let me stop. LOL. Love you guys and your content here. Have money, prosper. Yes. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, Willow's a fucking disaster. That is like, everything continues to get worse. Like, we thought Rings of Power was bad as like some fantasy that's basically with like CW lines, CW dialogue. And then Willow comes out. It's just, wow, that's really fucking bad. Then this comes out, The Witcher Blood Origin. And you're like, all of these people are doing the same exact thing. Fantasy for the modern audience. Guess what? Lord of the Rings has sold more copies of anything other than like the Bible. Like, it's pretty fucking popular around the entire world. It's been translated into like 50 languages or something. It is made for everyone. It's fucking timeless. You don't need to put black people or gay people like as characters where they don't actually exist to make it make sense. There are people of different complexion in the world of Lord of the Rings. You could have used them, but instead you didn't want to do that. You wanted to make it yours. You wanted to bastardize J.R.R. Tolkien. And as a result, you got summarily rejected by so many people. But it's crazy. And we do have, guys, we do have 1.1K over on Rumble. So big shout out to my people over on Rumble. We appreciate you guys. Drew, that's where you can be found all the time, right?
Yeah, I've totally taken everything off of YouTube. My journey on YouTube has been a mess. Because I don't know if you guys could tell, I say some pretty crazy things when I can, and I'm trying to tone it down here so you guys don't get throttled on YouTube. But so yeah, I get crazy on Rumble, and shout out to Rumble, dude. I really love the Rumble team. They've been really good to me, helping me really grow my channel. I was at like 70K on YouTube, and they've just throttled me like after covering the 2020 riots and the Kyle Rittenhouse trial and all that. Like they just really went after my channel, and so I just kind of restarted everything on Rumble, started from scratch. I'm trying to rebuild my channel from the ground up. So I'm thankful for everyone that's been watching on Rumble and that subs on Rumble. And I'm thankful for the actual Rumble team. It's so weird, because as a creator, I don't know if you guys can relate to this. But like talking on YouTube for like years and like self-censoring myself, it like doesn't change who I am as a person, but it changes me like on camera in a weird way. Cause I can't really like say what I want to say. And like, once you kind of like get out of that, and like, I've been on Rumble for like the past month, just like saying everything I want to freaking say. And it's like, oh, it's been built up for the past like 5 years. And you can totally tell. But like you really do see how your content like really drastically changes when you're self-censoring, and it just like makes me it's not like you're like a hypocrite. It's not like you're being true to yourself. It's just kind of more like this really does change like how I say things, and it's not like really me. And so I'm thankful for Rumble giving me the platform to be me again.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. We love Rumble. And, you know, we multi-stream this every single week. I multi-stream on my channel to YouTube, Rumble, and Odyssey. We do the same thing here. And, you know, we love it because I know people have a lot of different, you know, choices on where they want to watch. Some people want to watch here, there. We've also got our locals chat that's always going. People can share, you know, memes and stuff in there if you're a supporter. So it's awesome. And we appreciate the hell out of everybody wherever you decide to watch. But definitely check out Drew. If you are over on Rumble, make sure you're following Drew Hernandez. You catch all his stuff. I know they do a really good job of pushing your stuff out when you're live as well. So we love those guys over there at Rumble. Let's hit a couple more of these. We got Pimp Daddy Propane for $20. I tell you what, I won't be able to watch tonight. I got a hot date with Sugar Mama Propane. 2022 is like a Canadian with the cold, about to be euthanized. Also, Star Wars Legends, the only Star Wars. Happy New Year. Thank you, Pimp Daddy Propane. I appreciate the shot at the Canadian healthcare system, where if you get a cut, if you Google, hey, what do I do if I cut my hand? They basically send you to a help center. It's like, hey, would you like to kill yourself? It's basically what Canadian healthcare has become. So that's like demonic. I don't know if you saw that, Ripa. I know you probably saw this shit, Drew, but these like ads in the Canadian healthcare system, like celebrating just killing people. Is
suicide, or what's it called? Something
yeah. Like let us help you die. And we're in an era right now where a lot of people are making like really rash decisions with their health when it comes to cutting off parts of their body, like a lot of stuff like that. That's something you can't recover from. But at least you're alive. Like I just think it's really disturbing for people to be advertising that kind of help, not for 80, 90-year-old people, for like 33-year-old people. You know, that's just crazy to me, especially around the holidays where a lot of people, you know, are struggling anyway.
Depopulation, dude. Depopulation, man. It's real. Bill Gates openly talks about this stuff. Literally openly said, like, there's this video where Bill Gates is like, me and Melinda were talking about how we could, you know, depopulate the world. It's like, what? You and your wife were talking about how we could depopulate planet Earth? He's like, I made this timeline. Anyone could go watch this on YouTube. It's like, I made this timeline all the way to the year 2100. And we realized that if we got better healthcare and better medicine, that families would choose not to have big families. And we asked ourselves, if we lowered births, would that have an impact on the population? If we allowed children to be born, would that have a population issue? And it's like, the way they frame that stuff, it makes total sense. Like they say, if we get better medicine, we get better healthcare, then that's going to help lower the population. That's why they call abortion healthcare. That's why they call vaccines. That's why they call, and the list goes on. And even what you just mentioned right now, assisted suicide would be in the name of healthcare. I just don't understand how people can see this stuff and these people say it out in the open and still think it's like a conspiracy theory. It's just,
yeah. You know, if Bill Gates really wants to help depopulate the world, he should probably just leak his nudes, because I imagine if the world saw Bill Gates naked, that at least half of all men would immediately become impotent. That's what I think. Christy, is that a good idea? You seem to like it, so.
Yeah, sorry, I was muted.
Maybe you're just that's actually Chris's dream, guys. Chris's dream man is actually Bill Gates. Big belly and big man titties and all. So,
oh yeah, he's got a lot of milk to go around for all.
Oh yeah, been eating a lot of bugs. So Arudai, what's up, Arudai with G&G Tabletop? He says G&G Tabletop's trying to reach 10K in subs. Come help us support our goal. D&D, Magic the Gathering, Starfinder, and more. So please do go sub to G&G Tabletop. They stream a couple times a week. I need to get with Ruda. I forgot to do it. I need to get him streaming on Rumble too for G&G Tabletop. So we will make that happen very, very soon. I have a bunch of shit on my plate that I've not taken care of. So big shout out to Arudai for running that over there. He's doing an awesome job. Cole Hauser for 10. Hail TNME. Thanks, Ryan, Rippa, Drew, Nerdy, and Nova. Ryan, 118,000 for a Thanos snap. Crazy. Thanks to Rand Paul for bringing this out. I heard some crazy stuff. I don't even know what that's about, but
Yeah,
I know
well,
some of the pork on the bill. Go ahead, Rip.
Well, he does a lot of this every year. The festival stuff that Rand Paul does, really
Rand
good
Paul's
work,
great.
where he goes through basically all of the dumb shit that your government spent all of this money on. And yeah, that was one of them. It was a bizarre thing, but if you don't remember, what was it, pigeons? I can't remember. They do weird shit like lizards walking on treadmills. They'll spend like $200,000 to try to test for that shit. Pigeons playing fucking slot machines, like dumb. Like, and I'm not making that up. That's not I didn't just pull that out of my ass. Like, no, that's a literal thing that your government spent hundreds of thousands of dollars towards studying, and just it's. But yeah, go look at the Festivus report by way of Rand Paul. He's done it since he's been in office, and every year there is some random shit, and you see just how much your government spent. This isn't. I know the Channel 4 is probably more dedicated towards, like, you know, Patriot Outpost, Drew's channel, and my channel, where we talk about some of this shit. But you'd be surprised. You see this new bill that all these chicken shit Republicans also, it was 18 of them bastards that voted on this $1 trillion fucking stuff, and it has all kinds of shit that has nothing to do with nothing. But your government's just pissing away money. That's just actively what they do all the time.
Yeah, and
bills that they don't fucking read.
This is what I saw. They spent money on a study involving the Infinity Gauntlet, and I got like, I don't know what study you would be doing, but that's what I saw on that as well, which is crazy. The reason it's a problem is because, and we'll get right back to entertainment real quick, but the reason it's a problem is because it's not just one side filling it with pork. It's both sides. Right next to, the Infinity Gauntlet, for some person, you'll have a Republican that wants to help get a road built, or I know you love your roads, Ripa, but a Republican, like, for instance, on the same little slide that showed the Michelle Obama trail, like $3.5 million, whatever, it was like $4 million for my representative for some assistance for some either state or county road to build a bridge somewhere, like in my district. So you have these guys, and until we actually instill term limits, it's never going to fucking change, because these guys want to keep getting elected. So the Republicans want their fucking pet projects just as much as the Democrats do.
100%. It's been like that for a while. They will certainly vote for it each fucking time. I mean, they spend between these, we're not even talking about the ridiculous like spending that they've done over the last couple of years with these stimulus pertaining to like COVID, but each year, you know what I mean? Of course, the budgetary bullshit it is that they're doing, and they're spending by way of trillions, like every single year, money that they know that they're not even going to be able to bring in, which is called a deficit. They spend that shit every single year, and Republicans almost unanimously fucking vote for the shit, despite the money's not being there. And then you look at the inflationary problems it is that we have, and everybody's looking like, oh, how the fuck, who saw this fucking coming? You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the, money being fucking printed the money supply right now, believe it, the last like couple of years is over half of what's ever been fluctuating fucking it's insane. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe the government spending money that they fucking show enough know that they don't have, and they tell you that. Maybe that has something to do with why shit costs so much. But until people want to address the problem instead of, hey, putting it on, hey, well, Democrats are worse type shit, it's never going to get fixed. Every fucking time you bring it up, you deal with that. Oh, the Democrats are worse. It's like, all right, well, what the fuck have these chicken shit Republicans done to stop these motherfuckers from spending by way that they are? Nothing. Because they
Yeah, for sure. Flash over on Locals. What's up, Flash? $10 tip. A few bucks for Jeremy towards gas money while he searches for the new content house. We may have found one. Guys. So stay tuned for updates about that. Samurai Vader, this is a message for Ripa. Captain Lou Albano passed away. R.I.P. Mario. There you go. It will never end, Ripa. That will never end for you.
No, man.
And it's just it's just Samurai Vader keeping it alive too, which is crazy. He won't let it die.
I know.
Prometheus Peanut for 20 from the eternal sea. The woke mob rises, forming armies on either shore, turning man against his brother till man exists no more. It's us versus them. Keep up the fight, legends. One love. Thank you, Prometheus Peanut. Love that super chat. Slain Hope for 10. Destroying these franchises is a kink to these people. They don't care about the story. They just use characters to write their own gay fan fiction. The industry has been hijacked by shippers. Yeah, it's true. Well, and the reason is because that's the people writing it. Like, the people writing it are now these freaks, these activists. Those are the people that are actively being hired, and they're the ones who are internally destroying this shit. You saw it with The Witcher. Henry Cavill left because these people don't respect the lore and they actively despise it. They mocked it, according to a former Witcher writer. And yeah, this is the end result of stuff like that. Yep. Hayden for $20 says it's Latinx Drew.
That's right.
That's right.
That's
only
right.
3%. Only 3% of Hispanics are okay with the term Latinx. They will continue to push it over and over and over, which is fucking crazy. Speaking of crazy, I think it's doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Well, apparently that's Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg, who got in trouble back, I think in January. It was earlier this year at some point. She got in trouble. She got suspended 2 weeks from her job at The View after she made a comment about the Holocaust wasn't about race, and essentially just saying it was just a bunch of white people, with problems. We're trying to sort those things out. Well, she gave a fake-ass apology, which is why you should never ask for apologies, because if you have to ask for one, if one's forced, it doesn't mean anything. These people never mean these apologies. It has no value whatsoever. Well, a couple months later, Whoopi Goldberg is literally in the news for the exact same thing. Whoopi Goldberg doubles down on claim that Holocaust wasn't racial, calling it white-on-white violence. Now, we have seen some people who, even with just small references to things that happened during World War II, if you say that and you're a conservative, boom, you're done. We saw Gina Carano get fired from Disney over absolutely nothing, a nothing burger. Yet Whoopi Goldberg, because one, she's black, two, she's a leftist, there's no problem there, right? If you say something like that, there's different standards. We'll give you a slap on the wrist, slap on the wrist, 2 week suspension, and then you're back on The View. Unless you've seen the exact same thing. After causing an uproar the first time around, comedian, that should be in quotations, and TV host Whoopi Goldberg again claimed the Holocaust was not racial in nature, but was an example of white-on-white violence because both the Nazis and the Jews are white. During an interview with the Sunday Times, Goldberg lamented the outcry on her comments generated and defended herself, saying the claim that the Jews were not the victim of racism was factually correct. Remember who they were killing first. They weren't killing racial, they were killing physical. They were killing people they considered to be mentally defective, and they made the decision. When the interviewer said that Nazis did not view the Jews as white, but rather as a subhuman race, Goldberg said, yeah, but that's the killer, isn't it? The oppressor's telling you what you are. Why are you believing them? They're Nazis. Why believe what they're saying? It doesn't change the fact that you could not tell a Jew on the street, you could find me, you couldn't find them. That's the point that I was making. Of course, what's that resulted in? More calls to fire Whoopi Goldberg once again. But the same exact thing. It might as well be the same exact article. And she's already put out another apology saying, well, I was just explaining myself. I really do think it was about race. Don't worry. Even though all of her comments fly contrary to that. These people are fucking dumb as shit. That's obvious. They can't even keep their mouths shut about something like this. I have no issue with anybody having whatever opinion you want on what happened in 1940 in Germany. I don't care whether I think you're right, whether I think you're wrong. I don't think people should lose jobs over that. But there's been a standard set in Hollywood, in the entertainment industry, that if you have a view that might be considered not okay, and especially if you're a conservative, you get fired immediately. It's not the case with leftists.
I think she should be canceled because I think she should be canceled and she should lose her job and she should lose everything and lose her position on The View. Not because I do believe in cancel culture when it comes to, child molesters and, people that go after the innocence of children. But in the case of Whoopi Goldberg, she is like, she deserves to get a taste of the machine and the monster that she has contributed to build. Right. So like when these people eat themselves alive, I just sit back and smile and watch this show because that's like the best content that Whoopi Goldberg will produce in a very long time is what she's doing right now. Because if she gets canceled, I would rather watch that than some woke movie she could ever create or make about some, black person that doesn't do anything. But this is why I say she should get canceled. She should lose everything, because that is the true comedy when you watch these people eating themselves alive, because they're a virus, they're a cancer. Everything they do spreads and destroys and deteriorates everything. And when it happens to their own, it is the funniest freaking thing you could ever watch. So that's why when you see these people and you call for and people are calling for their cancellation, and people on the right and conservatives are like, I don't know if, I don't believe in cancel culture. I'm like, no. Let's get her canceled, right? Especially to your point of Gina Carano. Gina did nothing wrong, but these people get a pass. No, let her get canceled. Let her lose everything, because she's stupid and deserves to lose everything. I don't know. What does the chat think? They may agree with me or not, but I just think that these people are stupid and they deserve to just lose everything because they're stupid.
I mean, I talk about it all the time about how, you can't hold them to the same standard that you would hold yourself. That'll get you kicked in the nuts, because they don't fight fair regardless. So I wouldn't get in the way. If they're going to eat each other alive, that's a gang war as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not getting involved in that. I'm not taking sides. Certainly ain't taking Whoopi Goldberg's side, because if it came down to any one of us fucking getting canceled over some bullshit, they're gonna aid in it 100%. But yeah, there is this kind of leniency when you, for whatever reason in this country, you can't talk about that era with like really, you can't question anything that ever happened during that time. You can't, talk about anything that is contrary to what it is that other people believe. And when we've seen people that have done that, they've for the most part been canceled. But to like what the point that Ryan was made, when Gina Carano just showed a fucking meme that showed, hey, for people wondering how something like that could have happened during that period of time, well, it requires the citizenry essentially turning on them, being turned upon each other, which was, is very true. She was right. We saw that definitely with the whole COVID situation, people snitching on their neighbors, all kinds of stuff. We saw that, and that's how you got what it is you got during that era. But she's probably going to get another slap on the wrist, because we've seen that from other people. Like, I think people forget that fucked up shit Nick Cannon said, and that was worse. Like he said some fucked up shit, and they took him off for a little bit. And then they brought him back, and now he's back to hosting shit, doing things like he was before. It's like it fucking never happened. Right?
He honestly needed the time off just to fucking, plow a few more women, get some more babies going. I think that he couldn't remember their fucking names.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. But it's so they're gonna, when it's their guys, of course they are mentioning. I think even with the whole Whoopi Goldberg situation, which it's funny that all this is happening, and that's the fake last name that she chose. Goldberg, but nevertheless, irony has this way of working itself out. But when it's them, you're not going to see them be buried like you would if it was some person that was like not aiding in their crusade against like people that aren't leftists. It's not even not like a progressive versus conservative thing. It's like people that aren't fucking leftists, you're an enemy to them. That's what they consider you, and they will do everything it is that if they're looking for a reason to try to fucking bury you. So don't expect for Whoopi Goldberg to be like canceled per se. She might get another slap on the wrist, but her ass ain't leaving the view. I can guarantee you that.
She's the diversity checkbox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Luckily, I mean, the one thing that they have plenty of, they don't have enough black people, so they will probably keep her. The one thing they have plenty of is retarded people. They're full of that there at the View.
Absolutely.
But we do have somebody who might have an interesting take on this. I don't know. We'll see. He's been driving all day. What's up, Jeremy?
Oh my goodness.
Muted.
You're muted, fucking loser.
Sorry. Listen, Geeks and Gamers does what Hollywood don't. I saw the need for more straight white male representation on this stream, and we decided we got to fix that. Ryan seemed very uncomfortable, surrounded by a lot of diversity. He's doing a great job hosting, but I felt like he wasn't going to last if I didn't get in here and at least balance this out a little bit. So, hello, everyone. Good job tonight, Ryan. Go ahead. I'm just here. I'm just a panelist. Drew, great to see you. That shirt, you're looking sexy as fuck, by the way. I just got to say. I mean, I can tell Ryan had I could tell why you and Ryan had some chemistry there in that opening monologue that Jay Hailstorm made. So must have been the shirt. So
probably, yeah. That was fun. I was out in Arizona and I got to actually hang out with Drew on Frontlines, and yeah, that was awesome.
It's funny. I took Ryan to Chili's. I actually took both of these guys to Chili. We took them to Chili's, and I was kind of like really nervous. I was getting anxiety because I was like, man, dude, I really hope they don't mess this guy's order up, because I'm probably gonna have to sit here and have a blowout. And I hope no one here recognizes me, and then I'm gonna have to explain why this guy's having a blowout. And no. So
imagine Drew being worried about that, about being recognized and get upset because I fucking got an order messed up, as opposed to him just screaming at fucking transgender people on the sidewalk. Right? Yeah.
I've been listening to the show as I was driving. My favorite line was what Drew said. That's just what black people want, a transgender fish. So I started dying. It's like that. Dude, we need that on a shirt. We need that on a shirt.
No, seriously. It's like, is this like some sick twisted joke from the devil? I mean, when you really look at it spiritually, because it's like they think they know what black people want. They think they know what's best for black people. And you get these diversity hires like Kamala Harris, you get Whoopi Goldberg. They are the stupidest black people you could choose. And especially with these Latinx people as well, right? These people in the media, they pick the stupidest people to represent us. And I don't know, maybe there's some gays in the chat too. Like, do you guys just notice for all this representation stuff, they pick the most low IQ, low information, stupid people to represent the blacks, the browns, and the gays. And it's never like legit. Cause like, okay, if you want to give us representation, can you at least give us someone that is smart? Can you at least throw someone up there that can get an intelligent sentence out?
Yeah, why can't Idris Elba be gay? Right?
But that's the thing. They don't want
Rippa's
the worst nightmare. People like you are their worst nightmare.
Is it intentional? Like, are they doing this to make black people look even worse?
Yes, they want the dumbest people possible that they can control. Now, we've often said that, they hate a straight white male or whatever. In all reality, they would much rather have me as their enemy than a Drew Hernandez or a Rippa. Like, that's far worse is when somebody that's not a white dude speaks out against their narrative, because that just destroys all. They can't argue against that, so then they have to try to discredit it. Look at what they're doing to the I barely saw it because I haven't been on social media much, but the young lady, the libs of TikTok girl, she was on Tucker Carlson, so now she's revealed who she is. She's obviously not a straight white woman or anything like that. Like, she's not Ivanka Trump, okay? And they're trying to now build this horrific narrative around her, because she is exactly what they would love to build around, but because she goes against the narrative, now they're going to try to discredit her universally. And so it's,
and of course, it's fine to try to attack her. Like, they're going after like her looks and everything like that. Like, it's totally fine, right? It's totally fine for the left to go after a woman for what she looks like, while these people have no fucking room to talk. Like, these fucking disgusting heifers that look like they ran straight into a brick wall at a fucking 100 miles an hour with fucking pink hair, crooked ass face. You're the ones that are criticizing lives at TikTok.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's wild.
These sweaty pigs sitting there behind their social media accounts criticizing like real women.
All these fucking Biden activists who have like filtered profile pictures that make them look 15 years younger and about 50 pounds thinner. Then they go to the White House and you're like, holy fuck, you better wear a mask because you legit got fucking COVID comorbidities. Like, you fucking need to be careful. Like, people like that.
Well, I gotta say, can we all just acknowledge that wokeness is finishing the year strong, man? Holy shit. Like, I mean, we thought Rings of Power was the worst thing. And wokeness said, no, we got something far worse. And with that, and then you've got how they're treating libs of TikTok now. You've got the Whoopi Goldberg situation. Wokeness is coming in hard. Zelensky gets treated better than, Donald Trump in this country by the politicians now. The Congress, they're just like treating him like he's the second coming now. It's unbelievable what's going on, but wokeness is finishing strong, and by strong I mean they're basically doing everything we said that they were going to do. They're giving us so much content right now. It's truly amazing.
I'm offended. Ukraine is like the new black. Like all that money, all those representations should have gone to Air July, bro. I'm just gonna start identifying. I should identify as a trans Black Ukrainian and start demanding reparations every single day. Let's do it, dude. Because I mean, there's no other way at this point. That's like the elite. That is the elite right now in this country.
Ripple, would you accept money from the government?
No.
I would. Fuck. Why not? If they're gonna give us somewhere else anyway, if I can give it to me.
Nah, not out of principle. Out of principle, I wouldn't.
Did you see that I ratioed that gamer tweet with Ripa?
Yeah, you
go
did.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. I just do that to everybody now with the Ripa go fuck yourself meme. I don't know who made that, but I use it all the time.
I don't know who
You do use it all the fucking time.
Mhm.
Let me fucking find it.
After I sent it, because I was at a gas station stopping. After I sent it, I said, shit, I should have typed ratioed by a black man and then used that picture just so it would have gotten even more likes on it. But God, what a disastrous tweet that was. Yeah, right there.
921 likes.
Fucking nice.
Oh man.
Yeah, these things getting absolutely destroyed.
Sargon's got a good one. Sargon's got a good reply in there somewhere.
I'm a little bit scary to fucking scroll,
Yeah,
but I think we'll be
there
okay.
It is. There's Sargon.
You've convinced me. That's good too. That's good. I did like. Hold on. There's a reply to yours that's really fucking good.
Oh
Hold
no,
on.
it is the Pokemon.
Yeah. Oh, here's one.
They're getting creative with those. Like, no, I'm taking this meme like memes. Oh, they're getting creative with those.
Yeah, that was good. I saved that one for private use only. Probably won't post that on Twitter. But hey,
I would love to see Ryan with that on a t-shirt.
I might walk around with that on. I would be all right. I think I'd be fine. It's a soft day. He's all right.
Shit. We got 2,000 people watching on Rumble. Almost 4,000 on YouTube. Shout out to Odyssey. Thank you guys so much. Amazing.
Yeah, let's get it up to 4 or 5K. I think we can do it.
Let's
go.
go.
Yeah.
Everyone share it, get it out. Blast
Share it.
it
Hit
out.
the Rumble button too. Hit the Rumble button over there if you guys are there. Necrotic X Fiend for $20 over on Rumble. Thank you for the Rumble rant. The loudest U.S. culture pushing the gay, while Japan is chilling, creating stories of chainsaws, tits, violence, and good media. You have no choice but to either support counterculture or watch it die. Thank you, Necrotic Fiend. We appreciate you guys over there on Rumble. Shout out to the people over on Odyssey too. Jane the Elite Fan for $5. Really digging the buddy shooting the shit vibe on the show tonight. Keep up the great work. Question for Ryan and Ripa. Need someone to scrub the toilets or sweep the floors at Rippaverse Warehouse or G&G Content House? I'm looking to leave this shithole state of Illinois behind for good.
I mean, I know my projection at the beginning of next year. We haven't moved in. We're looking like February. Construction's still being done on our warehouse, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Content House might have something. It's going to be a couple more days before I have final confirmation, but everything's looking pretty good on that front. And then we need to get in there about 6 months before we're really going to know what the future looks like. But we're going to be grinding, man. You're going to be seeing a lot of me and Ryan on this Geeks Gamers channel once we get started.
Yeah, so for y'all in the chat that fucking hate me, better get used to my face, motherfuckers.
Ryan's done a fantastic job of he's convinced me he needs to host Mario Kart every Sunday and Tuesday night's main event. He's doing such a great job. I should reward him by giving him the opportunity to host Mario Kart every Sunday.
Yeah, the only difference in the show this week is that instead of you saying, something happened with The Witcher, Ryan, you probably know about this. Why don't you go ahead and introduce it? That's the only part we've cut out of the show was like your fucking lead-in, your 10-second lead-in to me fucking set up the topic. So
that's true. That is true.
Yeah. And don't forget, me and Jeremy have our political stream at noon tomorrow. I don't know if you remember that, Jeremy, because you've been traveling, but
I remember.
All right. So, Zenny Biscuit we got to get Drew on there some Wednesday too. We got to get Drew on that show.
Drew, you around tomorrow at noon?
Let's do it. Yeah.
There you go. He's on.
But noon Eastern, so that's 9 for you.
That's fine. Let's do it. That's like
Drew Hernandez on with us tomorrow. We're gonna talk
there you go.
about.
It's gonna be
play Fortnite, and you guys never invite me to play Fortnite.
We're
I'm kind of depressed. I'm always playing by myself.
Fine. Drew, you're literally going to have no time for your own channel. Now you're going to get invited every fucking night.
Yeah, you've done this yourself. Yes, but so tomorrow, it's an alternating thing we do every Wednesdays. It's going to probably become a daily thing when we get to the G&G house. But for right now, it's every Wednesday at noon Eastern, 11 Central. Alternates between D-Day Cobra and Patriot Outpost. This week, it's going to be over on D-Day Cobra. So we'll see you there with Suresh and with Drew Hernandez. So that's going to be a banger stream.
It's gonna be I want to play with Beardo, though. That guy's freaking great.
Beardo's awesome.
Yeah, Beardo's fucking awesome. Beardo's killing on Sports Wars as well. So big shout out to Fear the Beardo if you're still in the chat, man. Zenny Biscuit for 5, trying to draft out this 1940s pattern. I have no clue what I'm doing. Probably have more of a clue than Blood Origin. RIP Az. Az is dying doing those reviews, but I'm sure his bank account will thank him with the views he's getting. So
listen, I have it on good. I have a good account that Az said that The Witcher Blood Origin is still better than Gary playing The Witcher. So I don't know. I haven't seen the stream yet, but that's what I heard Az said, that Blood really Origin is still better than Gary playing The Witcher.
Yeah, Gary has trouble like going into or out of doors in video games. He doesn't understand it. So
give him a break. Wasn't he playing the game like on PlayStation with Xbox settings or something like that?
Maybe.
My wife told me, isn't it? Yeah.
Like
I love Gary, guys. No, I Gary's awesome, dude.
It was like a really long setup.
It's definitely interesting content watching him play video games.
Well, here's the thing. Gary might just become the new Mr. Beast. All right. Because here's what's crazy about Gary. Most people are really good at either the live stream or making videos. Gary's mastered both. Now he's taking over the gaming side. Like, he's crushing every aspect of YouTube. Like, he makes top tier videos, makes fantastic videos. He's the king of live streaming. Now he's taking over the gaming side just because he's that fucking bad.
Yeah, hope he doesn't start a fucking sports channel or we're fucked. And Gary did do a video for us that did really well. At the time, his San Diego one did really well. So, yeah, Gary's he'll be successful whatever he fucking does on YouTube. That's for sure.
He's the man.
EHEF for 10. When are we gonna get the first G&G man-on-man kiss? Take the show to the next stunning and brave level. It should be Ryan and Ripa really blow people's minds.
Not interested.
I promise you, the day I ask Ripa to do that is the day Ripa will pull a Zack Snyder and say, I am not affiliated with Geeks and Gamers.
I'd do it for the brand. You know? There'd be a lot of beard in that kiss, I think. I would not be fucking comfortable. Sophie for 6. Hail everyone. Can you please have all the F&T G&G members merch in one place? Individual/international shipping is going to kill me. We can't. There's so many people on F&T. It's really tough. Obviously, G&G's home base is going to be 221B Tactical, and I think eventually I'm going to have some stuff over there as well. So they need to get more centralized at 221B for us. But it's a process, Sophie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get as centralized as I can on 221B. I mean, obviously that's not going to be everybody, but I mean, we're already working on getting Epic Verse stuff over there. Want to get Ryan, Jay, obviously Krista, Steph, and everybody that's connected to Geeks and Gamers. And Suresh has been just fantastic for us on that front, but it's impossible to streamline it all at this point in time. It's just not possible with too many moving parts. Too many people have their own thing going, but it's totally understandable. And I think that's one thing we kind of lose sight of, is that there's just so much in our little corner of the internet that it's hard for people to kind of understand, like, where do you find this? Where do you find that? Because we all seem like we're all kind of on the same side of, like, everybody's part of this, or everybody's Friday Night Tights, or everybody's Geeks and Gamers, or everybody's this. It's not always the case, but I understand it's overwhelming at times. So yeah, 100%.
We got a big $50 Rumble rant over there. Thank you from Methos 3000 BC. He says, hail TNT, TNME. Says, right chicks are hot, i.e. Steph and Krista. Leftist chicks are hand beasts. I agree. On the right, we've got attractive women, okay? There's no doubt about that. and
there
they're
are
front
no
and
leftist
center.
chicks. Leftist chicks don't exist, dude. It's
Yeah,
just dudes.
they're all
It's
they're all
just
becoming
dudes.
men.
Yeah. There is no women. There is no women with it's just nothing but dudes. That's all you're gonna get.
That's right. Thank you for $50. I appreciate the hell out of that. That's awesome.
Oh yes.
Johnny the Butcher for 25. I don't get excited for any release, be it movies, shows, or video games. Too many letdowns. I trust my absent father more than Hollywood. No, I mean, Hollywood is all about the absent father. Yeah, that's just what it's become, or just incompetent father, whatever it may be. So, thank you, Johnny the Butcher. Zeus Play for 10. Excuse me. LGBTQIA. What is IA in there? It's one is asexual, and the other is Drew. You remember?
I don't even know.
Intersex, I think.
Is that it?
I think it's intersex, or yeah, something like that. Something fucked up, whatever it is.
Something to do with, you know, sodomy or something. I don't know.
Something fucked up.
Yeah, it's something messed up. Like, the further you get along that line, the weirder it gets. Like I think we came to a time in society where like LGB is not a big deal, like whatever. But then all of a sudden they start adding these letters. They're trying to add the P in there, you know they are. So, but anyway, continue the super chat. At this point, let them have the entire alphabet, but only if they write it out the whole time, every time. I'm sure they have a character for each letter at this point anyway. Probably Zeus Play. Eric K for 5. Wait, Jeremy's not here. I don't think anyone noticed or cared. LOL. Love you, man. Merry Christmas. I'm glad we got to read that while he was here.
Merry Christmas, Eric.
Ryan Mason for $5 says my cousin Josh says hi.
What up, Josh?
What's up, Josh?
What's up, Josh?
Hope you and your cousin are having a good night. But
well,
I don't know if
see
there's
you
like
later.
yeah, well, see you later. I don't know if there's a famous Josh Mason, but thank you. Speedy the Unsilent for 20. Need a theory as an excuse for bad writing. Need a theory as an excuse for bad writing. Thank you, Speedy the Unsilent. Hayden for 10. You guys see what the Slovaks did when Zelensky showed up here? Some base dude ran up and ripped the flag out of the hands of the people trying to hold it behind him. I did. Those people actually have pride in their country, unlike the people that are currently inhabiting the halls of U.S. Congress. So
it's sad, man. It really is sad. But again, that's something we can definitely get further into tomorrow, and I'm sure we will. But it is really, I mean, I heard you guys talking about it earlier. So many good points, but oh my God, man, it's disgusting. It really is. Wow. I mean, just watching the reaction and seeing how they acted like he was the second coming. It was unbelievable, man. I mean, we've heard from some people, like we have supporters that are, you know, Ukrainian. We've heard from them, and sometimes our comments, you know, they took it the wrong way. This has nothing to do with people of Ukraine as much as it has to do with the agenda that they're building around it. Just like it has nothing to do with black people or gay people or trans people. It's about the agenda that the left continues to build around. They're using you and your identity and your country for a reason, and it has nothing to do with your well-being. And that's what we're calling out. But in terms of the individual level, no, I don't have any problem with anybody on an individual level. I have a problem with the narratives that are being built around it. And I think that people need to wake up and realize when you're being used. And the left, Hollywood, corporate media, they're using all of these people, and it's sick.
Yeah, 100%. I said it earlier. I don't know if you heard that part. It's like I feel for the people of Ukraine for what the fuck is going on there. That'd be insane. I can't imagine anybody being in that situation, or myself or the people I care about being in that situation. Is horrific. But the problem is you've got this just corrupt fucking government behind it all, and they're just taking our money. Sophie for 2. Damn it, Drew. Now my OCD will suffer every vid. Oh, because my arcade thing is flipped. Yeah.
I saw Drew making that point. I was like, where's he going with this? I'm like, oh shit.
I thought he was going to make a KKK reference or something. I didn't know what he was doing.
I mean, you're the one that brought that up, not me.
Well, it's where it goes, right? Like,
yeah, I wonder why. I wonder why.
Because I like the Batman. Oh, heaven forbid. Jesus Christ. I get more shit for things I like.
That is true.
My favorite Ryan Kennel quote is "Black people love me." That's my favorite. Out of everything you've ever said on my show, FNT, everything you've ever put out, that's my favorite, Ryan.
They do. It's just woke people that fucking don't like me. That's pretty much it.
He says it with such confidence. They do.
I have real world experience. All right. Just saying. Josh Kelsey for $20. Thank you, Josh. Doesn't say anything. Thank you. Bill Sotheby for 10. Ryan enjoying an uncensored, unfiltered podcast would be awesome. Yeah, the problem is I don't know if I'd ever be able to appear on YouTube again.
Straight rumble, dude.
As someone that has uncensored phone calls with Ryan every day, I can promise you he would never be allowed back on YouTube if uncensored Ryan was actually on video somewhere.
Since I'm only on Rumble now, I'll just bring you guys on mine, and then we could go.
Then we'll still get clipped, and then they'll use it against us.
Yeah, the thing is, my thoughts aren't uncensored. Obviously, I'm saying exactly what the fuck I think. There's certain language we're not allowed to use. You know what I mean? Like something that I used to say all of the fucking time, that when I used it rhymed with maggots, right? And it just meant lame, right? That's what it fucking meant. That's all it fucking meant. Wow, you're fucking really lame, bro. Wow, that's really lame. But all of a sudden, that's a no word, even though so many people in all forms of society use it every single day. Don't fucking pretend like they don't. It's just a joke. When athletes get like dinged for, I can't believe they use a homophobic slur or something like, have you ever been in a locker room? Have you ever played sports in your fucking life?
Hey, a great man once said, "It's just locker room talk." Okay,
that's right.
Like, have you never listened to an Eminem album? You know,
I know.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh-oh.
Hey, just listen. Hell, Rap God. He said it like 5 times in Rap God. That's one of a more recent. That's not like Slim Shady LP days. He still said those words in Rap God, but
he said it so fast, no one can tell.
Yeah, I know. Well, he said Orange Man bad a few years later, so it's okay. It's okay. He made an anti-Trump rap, so it's okay. Even though Trump completely cucked Eminem, he's the only person that's ever done it. To this day, still. Eminem was begging Trump for a response publicly years later.
Hot coffee pot. Alex Jones for 5. Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Miles Morales is Miles Morales. I have the documents.
I've got the documents right here. Yeah.
Dude, they get so bitter over the Miles Morales shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh my God, I love how much Flash and Gary and everybody's just trolling. Ripa said it best. You know, if you want interactions, it's easy interactions. Yep. You know,
easy.
And they just eat it up. They go crazy.
I think they just like search his name, and I think these fucking weirdos on Twitter just are looking for someone to say something negative, and then they just fucking go after. It's kind of bizarre, but yeah, I think that's what they do. I know they at least have a group chat for me. We found that out.
All of us.
We know that much, but yeah, I think they just in the search bar. Anybody says anything negative, it's about Miles Morales, you're gonna hear it. But it's easy engagement, guaranteed engagement.
The best thing for me is that some of these weirdos that are always in my mentions, they don't follow me. So that means that they're just they're typing
that's how it is
name
for me.
every 10 minutes or
They
probably
have
every 10 seconds.
They have to 100%.
They have notification. They have notifications on. They're subscribed and have notifications for all our channels, certainly. And then they don't follow us on Twitter, but they're constantly searching.
Yes. So, yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Whatever gets you through the day, I guess. Key Lime Kayla, what's up? Kayla for 20. Anybody remembers Team America World Police movie when they made fun of rent? Everyone has AIDS. AIDS. That's Hollywood now. That's right. I ratioed fucking Steph the other day when she was talking about rent. Like,
yeah, you did, and that's all that was in my replies was everyone has AIDS. That's it. Just Team America. That was it for the whole entire day.
Yeah, she's like, her X-Ray girl was like, I love Rent or something, and you posted like a lyric to it or something.
I posted song lyrics to Rent.
I responded, I wasn't trying to race you. All I responded was, isn't that the thing where they all have AIDS or something? And that destroyed you.
I know.
Like their T cell count just got fucking wrecked. Pyro Rumba for 10. I haven't been able to get this out of my head. I know that Henry Cavill hit piece was fake as fuck, but part of me wishes the email was real. I would have loved to see him go Modern Warfare 2 lobby on the writers. You know, the Henry Cavill hit piece, I think that there's like elements of reality to it. Like, because part of it's not even that bad. It's not bad at all, in fact. It's like Henry had a real problem with the fucking terrible things they were doing to this show. It's like, okay. But then when the second paragraph comes, like, all the women were very uncomfortable talking to him. And all of a sudden, in the middle of the second season, he became a QAnon Gamergate bro and started using gamer language. It's like, this is a guy who has been well known for over a decade for being a gamer, for building his own PC, for being on in a World of Warcraft raid, probably like with fucking Cheeto dust down his shirt and fucking like sweatpants on or whatever with Mountain Dew when Zack Snyder called him to tell him he was going to be Superman. He's a gamer. It wouldn't all of a sudden just be all of a sudden he's been indoctrinated. It's such bullshit.
Yeah, well, I mean, successful people in industries that require leadership, they're not always nice. Spoiler alert. That's not how it works. It doesn't mean you have to be like this raging asshole either, but the sensitive people out there that cry in the corner, they're gonna deem anything that's somewhat stern as toxic. Like, oh, this guy, he just told me that I need to respect the lore or whatever. Like, that to them is the worst thing you can do. So again, weak-minded people, they're always going to react that way, and that's why you just can't pay them any attention other than roast them and ratio them and monetize them and laugh at them and chase them down like Drew does, make amazing viral videos. Oh my God, dude.
We're just dealing with a bunch of cucks and betas and people. I mean, even if that's like true, if like Henry Cavill's just like a little aggressive, like, dude, like, okay, like that's Hollywood. There's a lot of narcissistic I'm not saying this is Henry. I'm just saying, even if this were true, like there's a lot of creative individuals that are very strong-minded, that know what they want when they want. And when you deal with an individual like that is literally on the trajectory to make that happen, there's gonna be a lot of clashes. I mean, this happens even in the media as well. You know, like you are just kind of like on this mission to build an empire and you need it a certain way and you start clashing with personalities. Like that whole mentality of like actual like championship game winning, you know, within Hollywood is probably not even acceptable anymore anyways. And what I mean by that is like everyone's just going to get their feelings hurt if you're a little too mean or you're a little too aggressive. And I'm not saying like it's okay to accept like real abuse or like emotional abuse or anything like that, but just someone that's like working on an intensity level that is just like over the top. Everyone's just going to get their feelings hurt and accuse them of like real abuse or maybe even rape. Like it makes sense because that's where the culture is. Like you can't like really be that way anymore without hurting somebody's feelings. And if you do, that's like the end of you.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen
it's like sad.
We've seen with like, obviously the Christian Bale blow up on set went like crazy viral, right?
Which is awesome.
But it's because you have a guy who, and Christian Bale can go fuck himself, but you have a guy who's really dedicated to his craft, right? Like super fucking dedicated. And when someone's fucking that up in such like a high stress scenario, when there's so much money on the line and like all this stuff, like people can get really fucking irritated. I've flown off the handle like people before, certainly, because I mean, I demand a lot of myself. And, I demand the same out of a lot of other people. And sometimes I fucking cross the line, might be too mean and snap at somebody. And, you got to fucking go and own it later and say, I was probably a little too aggressive, but this is why I was doing that. And it's just it's part of anybody trying to achieve greatness. You're going to have that fucking mentality.
Yep.
Agree.
Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, same fucking thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the only time I get mad at Ryan is when he's starting to get a little too nice. I'm like, that's when I get mad at him because I'm like, dude, where's the asshole at? All right, where are you at? I need the Ryan that hates everything. I don't need him being nice to anyone. So that's the only time I have to dial him back is when he's being too nice. It's disturbing to say the least.
Yeah, and to be classy, people saying fast food. I don't give a fuck about those people. Like you fuck up my order, there's no forgiveness.
Oh, so. Fast food.
But I'll still go there probably though. Fuck. I've actively stopped going to the McDonald's that's closest to my house because they're just a bunch of fucking losers. I hate them. They're terrible. They're fucking horrendous. And so I like
it's McDonald's, Ryan. It's McDonald's, dude.
No. There's differences. If you've ever lived in a town or like where there's 2 McDonald's close to you, like there's a good one and a bad one. That's just the way it is. Like it has everything. I think it has everything to do with the fucking manager. Whoever that fucking general manager is of that fucking. It just fucking goes top down and everything's dog shit. And across the street, there's a Taco Bell, and that Taco Bell is wonderful. It's fucking awesome. It's incredible. I love going there. But the McDonald's right across the street sucks. So I drive an extra fucking 10 minutes to go to a different McDonald's because I know they're not going to fuck up my shit there.
Oh man. But listen, but it really, what it comes down to is, has anyone had a true bad experience at a Chick-fil-A, like in terms of service?
They fucked up my order once, but they were really nice about it. They made me feel really bad about fucking bringing my order back.
What type of bad experience did you have?
They always shove the damn sauces down my fries. It's like irritating, and it's like, I'm a Christian. I'm at this Christian business, and you guys are like screwing me on my large fries. You're trying to stuff down the sauce down my fries. Has anyone experienced that in the chat? Like,
they're sodomizing your fries.
This is a conspiracy theory, dude. It happens all the time.
You've told me this.
I pull up to the front. I'm like, excuse me. I paid for a large and you guys are shoving the sauce down my fries. Can you guys take them out and like give me some more fries? And they look at me like I'm crazy. They look at me like I'm a bad person. And then I turn into Ryan Kendall and
they look at you like you're wearing an RK Outpost shirt.
Yeah. No, they literally do. I don't know what it is, dude. I don't know if it's Satan infiltrating God's, chicken restaurant.
I've never had a bad experience, but I mean, they've fucked up my order a couple times, but like when they do, it's like such a pleasant experience when they fuck your order up that it makes me feel bad for complaining that I got the wrong shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So.
Yes. It's like Hollywood. It's literally Hollywood, dude. It's literally Hollywood. You guys didn't like what we gave you, and it's your damn fault. Even though we're the one that made it. Ryan, piece of garbage.
What are you gonna do?
White alpha male, you.
Over on locals, we got Jay Schwabach with a $49.10 tip. Says, I got nothing. Take my money, you horny bastards. Thank you, Jay Schwabach. We appreciate it, man. Doesn't got nothing to say. Appreciate it.
Schwabach.
Over on Rumble, we got another $50 from Methos 3000 BC. Says, I'm getting hammered, unlike how Ryan enjoys. Ripa received all my books and protected. Love you, Ryan.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Methos. Nice. Over on Rumble, also got Market Reality for 2. Since DeSantis won Miami, 70% Hispanic, and voter rolls cleaned up, do they realize that there's a political realignment of the Hispanic community? I don't even think it's a political realignment. I think it's just competent people that are tapping into what's always been there.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Always been there.
Yep.
That are able to relate. And I mean, when you govern the way that DeSantis is done, it goes across all fucking spectrums of everybody. You see people crossing party lines to vote for somebody who has run a state as competently as he has. And it's awesome. And definitely, if people can get back to traditional values, it's going to help with the Hispanic vote. Instead of like just offering to give them money for instead of offering to amnesty all the illegals or something. Which, guess what? People are here who can vote. They're not big fans of that because they came here the right way. If they are immigrants, or if their fucking father or mother immigrated, they don't take kindly to people just getting the easy way out or forgiving all these loans or giving people free shit. So,
yep, true.
Sophie for 6. Woke ideology is angry as the rest of the world. Check this Washington Post headline. Why doesn't Argentina have black players for the World Cup, for fuck's sake? I did see that. I probably should have made a video about it like a week ago or whatever.
Dude, the World Cup was hilarious, dude. Like all the woke SJW showed up to Qatar and like, oh my God, why don't they accept me and my gay rights? Oh, I'll give you a hint as to why. I don't know.
I mean, you got to be an idiot to show up in there with your pride shirt, and then like you've got to be an idiot. Like I won't even wear a MAGA hat out in certain places, even in Florida. Okay, this is these psychopaths. So the fact that they're going out, they're looking to actively be the victims that they claim they are by trying to, they're trying to instigate when they do shit like that. That's the whole point. because they can't. Again, it's the whole Jesse Smollett thing. You know, you can't find a real hate crime, so you have to invent the hate crime. You have to speak it into existence. That's what's going on.
And that journalist, the journalist who made the big deal about it, who like died later on, like a week or two later, whatever, that was crazy too.
That was crazy.
A knock my mom for $5 this Christmas. I got to see both Jeremy fail at Mario Kart and Gary struggle with The Witcher. Best Christmas gifts a guy could ask for. Yeah,
I was bad Sunday, dude. I was really bad.
Yeah, you're kind of dog shit at that game.
I was really bad.
Bastard Luigi for 5. I'm just waiting for them to cast a Honduran or Cuban as Captain Mexico and not know the fucking difference. We're in a world where they cast a diverse casting for Snow White. Like one of the only characters that we have like in any type of genre that literally has their name because of their skin color. You know what I mean? Like that's a character that they're now going full diversity with. So let's see.
Have you talked about Twitter yet?
No, we haven't talked about Elon and Twitter.
Okay. I'm behind on all that. So the latest few file dumps. So I don't even know what's going on.
The latest thing that we have for Elon, you know, other than Elon coming out and saying, hey, you know, basically every conspiracy everyone had about Twitter, every conspiracy theory ended up being true. We have seen the most recent files were related to COVID. And it's related to COVID misinformation and how initially the Trump campaign, you know, put some stuff out there. Mostly it seemed like to try to stop panic, you know, from people going and overbuying and, you know, runs on stores and things like that. And then once the Biden administration got power, it became all about deplatforming people, became all about silencing any opposition to, you know, fucking overlord Fauci's rules, to what the CDC said, to the point where they're literally taking doctors, several examples in these files, taking doctors, people who are qualified, system experts who may just disagree with the approved narrative. And they were silencing them. They were banning them. They were putting misleading stuff on there where what they said wasn't misleading at all. And now, of course, 2 years later, with hindsight in mind, we all know that everything they said was bullshit anyway. But that's really what's been going on with Twitter files over the last couple days.
Yeah, I saw that. I covered that dump today. Was it today or yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yeah, where they I went through everything, the whole entire thing. It's pretty much like the other Twitter files. What it does is it confirms what we already knew, and that was that, you know, you basically had direct contact and influence by way of the government and it wasn't just with Twitter. Obviously, there were other members of different forms of social media that were also a part of these like various meetings and all this.
So you're talking about like Facebook and Instagram and all that?
All of them were in on it as well. Same shit's happening. So, but it's just confirming that none of the actual narrative had anything to do with truth or what even the experts say. We know like Koldorf, who had got taken off the platform, but there were other people who were just share what the CDC had actually even just said themselves. And because it was a little contrary to the narrative, if you guys remember, some of my strikes on YouTube were similar to exactly that, where I would just show the CDC data and it would tell maybe a story that was different, but you know, it was their own data. And they were, even though they knew it was true, they would still suppress a lot of that information. So it was just confirmation that they had been doing that. But the good stuff is that the government was involved in some way, shape, or form with shaping the actual narrative. It was never just a thing that was just obviously purely organic, but we know where Twitter is slanted in terms of their employees, with almost exclusively being sort of Democrats. So whatever they could kind of use, we know Yoel Roth, I don't know if he's still in hiding or what, last I heard.
Didn't he on Mastodon? I think that's where he was at.
Yeah, I know he left, but he said something about him like having to basically take shelter because
him and his boyfriend, I think, had to leave because they were getting threats. They were getting threats.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Notice no stories about Libs of TikTok creator having to flee her residence due to being doxxed by
49-year-old
Yeah.
Taylor Lorenz.
Dude, there were so many people in the comments in my video that were so like confused about when I said she's 89 years old. There was a lot of people legitimately, they were like, what does he mean she's 89? She's not 89. What's wrong with Jeremy? Does he not understand? And I'm like, clearly you don't understand. Holy
I think
shit.
she's only 43. I think she's 43. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But-
an interesting psyop, dude. Like, people need to really understand, like, the American government and the three-letter agencies. It's nothing new that these people run psyops on the American people. But what's interesting is to see it happening through big tech and this generation that we're currently in, where we've never lived through anything like this before. And you talk about social media being such a powerful tool. It could be used for good, it could be used for bad. And the federal government knows this. The CIA, the FBI, NSA, they all know. And these are masters of propaganda, and they know just exactly what side they want to be on, and they know exactly what narrative they want to push. So what I find interesting too is, you know, all of 2020, we had this narrative that was like, defund the police, all cops are bad people and they're white supremacists and they are just, you know, lurking around, roaming around, seeking a black person that they could kill. I mean, that's like literally the narrative, right? And then all the SJWs and rioters were running around and literally regurgitating the same thing. I find it interesting that that was like this mainstream narrative of defunding the police, anti-law enforcement for like a year straight, little into 2021. It's kind of forgotten now. Well, at the same time, you have the actual FBI, dude, like running counter psyops through Twitter, getting these SJWs within Twitter that are calling to defund the police actually on their side of law enforcement at a federal level, running psyops on the American people. Like, to me, it's pretty impressive. And I don't say that in a positive way. To have both of those things going on at once, where you have these mindless SJWs thinking that defunding the police is some great thing within Twitter, while at the same time working hand in hand with the feds. That's wild to me.
Well, that's because it was never, I mean, I used to do a lot of videos on this, that they were, defund the police never meant anything to that regards. Even the people that were actually advocating for like policy changes, and they would have these lists of demands, it was just a more just slang. It had nothing to do with actually doing exactly that, because really what they wanted to do was fund their own version of that, which is why if you get down to the nitty gritty of what it actually is that they want, it's more like rerouting of funds for their own like individual views. Leftists are as pro fucking cop as basically anybody in this damn country, because they understand that they need that to enforce their sort of views anyway. That's historically been the fucking case. That traces all the way fucking back to fucking Marxism, Russia, Marxism in Russia. Like, this isn't anything new, but what they do is they try to spin it and utilize that for their own particular gain. So you have to look beyond the surface, because the surface is like defund the police, anti-cop shit. Hell, in some cases you think that's some shit I can rally behind, but I look at these fucking crack smokers and they advocating for basically their version of the woke police. Right, is essentially what it is that they fucking want. So absolutely, they will use the FBI, the CIA, and they have to punish even their ideological enemies, and they do it out in the open. That's the fucked up shit about it all. And then, you know, we'll at the other side of their mouth say something like defund the police. Leftists are fucking as pro cop as anybody in this fucking country. They always have been.
Yep. I mean, well, and to his point, because every single one of them, especially the ones that have money, these celebrities that were pushing that, what are they surrounded by? Just like they're the most pro-wall people out there too. All their houses have walls around them. All their fucking
they've got armed guards
around them. You know, it's all projection. Pretty much anything a leftist is out there. Again, those that preach the loudest have the most to hide. Pretty much anything that a leftist is preaching about and calling out, you can just assume that they are that very thing. But they'll tell you that they're anti that. But in reality, it's projection. Like it's literal projection.
No left is definitely, especially what happened with this last year, can ever like pretend that they were ever like anti-government or establishment ever. Like they shouldn't have ever been able to do that in the first place. But especially now, considering what all that they they've advocated and what they've allowed to happen with the whole with Twitter. I mean, they switched so fast. You saw what happened with even with 2020 and how these guys just become pro-government, and they want the cops to basically beat up on folks that, you know, maybe don't want to take a jab, or, you know, didn't want some sort of rules in place to where they were ostracizing certain members of culture and society because they didn't get a jab or wasn't wearing a mask or something as fucking stupid as that. And all of that stuff. And I guess to bring this back home with the Twitter situation was just basically them being able to utilize the government to just perpetuate whatever narrative it is that they particularly wanted, and they used it through big tech. Fascism, guys, is not guy with a red hat or R next to his name doing thing that I don't like. What leftists have done over these last couple of years is what fascism actually is. That's the merge of corporate and fucking state. And that's what you got. That's what the Twitter files actually proved. That's what it highlighted, that they were exactly doing that. And they were specifically with the FBI, they were paying for the goddamn shit. So it's not a secret anymore. It should have been a secret before, but it's especially not a secret anymore. This is something that they've done historically, and anybody pretending otherwise, definitely with the Twitter files review, you cannot say that's not the shit that they're into. They're pro-government, pro-big government, pro-fucking
pro-business that they agree with.
Yes.
Right? Pro-big business that they agree with. Pro-big tech censoring these. Oh, it's a private company, blah, blah, blah. As long as it aligns with their values, pushing their value, they're all about big business.
Yep.
I wonder with the Twitter files, like there's got to be something with BLM and some Twitter files at some point about how they
well, we know they had the damn shirts there.
Stay woke.
Yeah, the stay woke shit,
yeah,
which came out of that. Didn't that come out of the whole hands up, don't shoot shit?
Yes, it was, because Elon was posting the FBI report, or Department of Justice report about how, I mean, you know, all of that was fake, right? They proved. Like,
right, yeah, like not an opinion, like that was simply not a true narrative at all.
Exactly. I mean, that's how it goes. Like, no one's saying there's not problems with the police, that there's not issues with policing here in the
certainly
United
Rip
States.
ain't saying it.
Right. Exactly. But when you like take these things and like exacerbate them, you cause fucking problems.
True.
When you pretend that Jacob Blake he was just a guy that didn't do anything wrong. He was just trying to get into his car and the cop shot him 7 times in the back. And then what happens? You cause a fucking riot in Kenosha. Then what happens a couple days later? Somebody, a 17-year-old kid who's just out there trying to put out fires and trying to clean graffiti off the fucking side of buildings, ends up being forced to defend himself and shoot people in response to them trying to fucking murder him. And then he gets labeled a white supremacist. It's all because the fucking media and because these fucking leftists on social media, these leftists in big tech, these leftists in government, it's because they're trying to push this certain fucking trend when in reality it never should have happened. Because Jacob Blake, in fact, was a career fucking criminal who had raped his ex-wife, who had a knife on him, who was trying to get into a car that had his ex's children in it.
Yeah.
And the reason that the cops were fucking there was to stop him because she had called the police. Like, that's the reality of the situation. But because go ahead.
No, like, to your point, like that, it's perfectly, you're putting it perfectly. And it has a lot to do with like the whole Twitter situation because these guys are not allowing the free flow of the information. You have people run with narratives that simply are not true. This whole COVID scam, which we're now allowed to talk about on YouTube, was an example of that, where you had experts that were ringing the alarm on this, right? Very early on. And because they didn't fit a certain narrative, or they weren't saying what the establishment essentially was saying, you had this whole doom and gloom narrative continue to go out, even though other folks that were experts, the people that they said listen to were experts. They wanted the doom and gloom to certainly be what spreads. And now you have a lot of, look, man, I don't know what's going to happen out of these next couple of years with this whole, vaccination shit, man. But the longer this shit extends, the more we see, I don't know if you guys heard about the whole ABC guy. I know I covered it on my channel that just died suddenly at 37 with a heart attack, because that's fucking normal, right? Like, this shit has ramifications that we may be feeling. I know economically we're going to be feeling them for decades, but I would, who knows what the fuck that is going to happen because you scared a fucking bunch of people to get some shit that they probably shouldn't have got. who knows what's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah. I wanted to show this already. I'm a little I wanted to show this while we're still in Twitter files because Elon Musk, I don't know if people saw this, but he did announce, like, I know he said that everything Twitter, pretty much it was all true, all the, conspiracies, but there was one thing he confirmed that Twitter did get right, and that is the banning of Dan Vask's main account. That he 100% that was the correct decision, Dan. They talked to me about it. I confirmed with Elon. I told him, keep your sorry ass banned. So I apologize that you didn't get that information sooner. I had to tell you in front of 6,000 people or whatever we got. So sorry, Dan, get fucked. I don't know what to tell you. It's tough. He doesn't have anything else going for him in life. That one Twitter account was his life. That's all he had. And now he has nothing. So pray for Dan Vask. Pray for him. Speaking of that, go ahead. No, go ahead.
It's stupid. I just say I heard Dan Vask got banned because he eats tomatoes raw.
That is stupid. Did you guys see the Dean Cain tweet the other day?
Yes. Yeah. It's so fucking good. I think neither of you are girls. And you were never a Superman either. Correct. I pretended.
Oh my God. Can we get Dean Cain on Tuesday night's main event? We need to make this happen. So
I'd love to.
Oh my God, man.
That'd be great.
Dean Cain was an awesome Superman, by the way. And this is the literal most perfect response ever. Dean Cain is awesome. And that is about as savage as it gets right there. Can you? I don't know if this tweet's still up from that person. I would love to go look at the responses, though. Holy shit.
Total base.
That is such a backfire. Holy crap. So maybe we can get Dean Cain on here one of these days.
We got to get our man Nick Searcy on too.
Yes.
In the new year, we got to get Nick on. I know he'd love to come on here. So
Yes.
We got to get Nick on. He is as based as they fucking come.
Yeah, he is.
So
yeah, he is.
That'd be great. Zenny Biscuit for $5. I believe Beauty and the Beast was based off an Italian nobleman that had hypertrichosis. What's hypertrichosis? Do we know? It's fucking ugly syndrome, or is that where you grow a bunch of hair or something? Let me look it up.
I don't know.
Hair.
I'm not a doctor. I've said that a few times on YouTube in the last year. I'm not a doctor.
Hypertrichosis is the effect of excessive hair growth anywhere on the body, neither males or females. Man, Rip was fucking close.
Yeah, that means I probably got it. Maybe.
Fucking hairy shoulders, hypertrichosis.
Maybe that's what it is.
Alex Slusher for $1. Thank you, Alex. Sir Ubisoft for $2. Let's see. Our government is like Emperor Nero of Rome, swamp trash. Thank you, Sir Ubisoft. Spicy pizza for $5. I'm fucking hungry, man. How much can I get paid to put my pet lizard on a treadmill? I'll give you $5.
A lot, man.
Hold on.
Federal government to pay.
I'll give you $5 to film it. Put the treadmill up to fucking 10 miles an hour, then drop your lizard on there. I'll give you $5 for that.
Live stream it.
Yeah. Primark Vulcan for $5. But guys, what would we do without a $3 million funded hamster fight club?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the hamsters they have to fight, and the loser has to fucking go to be with Richard Gere, I believe. Bastard Luigi for $5. To be fair, hamster knife fights could have literally been crowdfunded. Better story arcs than the shit we've got this year. That'd be cool. I'd pay to see that. Not taxes, but I'd pay money on my wallet. Cody's Outdoor Video for $2. Help reach 100K by the end of this year. There you go. Sub to Cody's Outdoor Videos. Tetro for $5. Enjoy your content, guys. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Tetro. Bastard Luigi for $2. Just call them what they are, Ryan. Ham planets. I think that's what leftist women are called, if I remember this spot in the discussion. Ham planets. Hayden for $5. Speaking of Joy Behar, who died, hold on. Speaking ill of Joy Behar, who died 15 years ago. How dare you guys? It's distasteful. Maybe in an alternate reality. But yeah, thank you, Hayden.
Hey, Ryan, I put a link in the chat. So I want to advertise this real quick. So tomorrow, we're going to be uploading a video that's should have been uploaded a long time ago, but this is going to be basically a tease, but also a full video of what stuff you're going to see once we are in Orlando. So I want to show them the opening part, Ryan, and then I want you to go to around the 6:30 mark and play it for a minute from the 6:30 mark. Show them the first like 15 or 20 seconds here.
All right. There's so much chili powder.
I hate American candy.
And I hate Mexican candy, but today that's not going to stop us because we are going to try to convince each other that I think American candy is better. He thinks this Mexican candy is better if you can even call it candy, and we're going to see which side wins. These are all things you've never tried before.
So go to like 6:30 real quick. This part's so fucking good.
Defending Mexican candy and its variety and shit. Right now that I'm explaining what every...
Hold on. I think we got to go back to here a little bit.
Okay, I might have been a little off.
This is covered in chili and is watermelon flavor. We're so original.
To be clear, in the very fucking beginning of this video, I said basically all Mexican candy, it just tastes like fucking people who ran out of sugar. So they just use fucking nasty ass fruits like fucking mango and watermelon and they cover it in chili powder and call it fucking candy. And Ivan tried to say, no. But then everything he hands me is exactly that.
I've been defending Mexican candy and its variety and right now that I'm explaining what every single thing is like, it's the same goddamn thing.
That's what I've been saying. Let me try this thing. Haven't had enough chili powder. Oh my god. What? Oh. It's like dirt.
It doesn't taste like dirt.
It smells like dirt, dude.
Yeah, just suck it. Yeah.
There's so much chili powder. This is insane. It's like a pound of chili powder cake.
All right, so that is going to be uploaded in its entirety tomorrow here on the main Geeks Gamers channel. Shout out to Steph and Krista and Jay Hailstorm for editing that and getting everything together. And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun, and we've got a lot more stuff like that. There's
Just
the
fucking thumbnail. Like, why are there so many fucking still pictures of me where I don't have teeth? Like,
it should be an album.
The fuck?
The white
like a goddamn fucking meth head or something. Like, there's so...
a bunch of meth for like 30
years. It's like, and you just saw in the fucking video. Hold on, you could just see my fucking teeth.
You can see them now. I know.
Yeah, they exist. Look at them. My fucking lips just cover them. Hold on. I think it's gonna put it in my mouth.
He's trying to find. He can't even find it.
You see them? They're there.
Barely.
They fucking exist.
It's a conspiracy.
Ryan versus Mexican candy.
Conspiracy.
Big grill.
Shit.
Start showing off my fucking teeth.
It's a good video.
Steph
We got
edited a
few
lot of
more,
that.
so. And once we get to Orlando, though, more of that type of stuff, along with some other original style content. Don't worry, we're still gonna bitch about Hollywood. Okay, we ain't going nowhere. All right,
people are here for the original content. Fucking standing in a kitchen trying candy. No one's ever done fucking rated food before on YouTube. Fucking new genre.
Not you.
Like
That's the key. Ryan, angry white man, standing next to the Mexican there. That's perfect. It's perfect.
With no teeth.
With no teeth.
Yeah. Fuck.
No teeth.
All right. Sir Chia for 2. Biden voting peppermint patty with pronouns. Well, ironically, peppermint patty is one of the things that we had Ivan try.
Ryan.
Devro. Yeah, what can I say? Like,
Feels like effing dirt, Mexicans.
Listen, my eyebrows got like that part of me when God was creating a character, right? When God was creating me as a character, he took away a little bit of the eyebrow fucking points to give to my forehead, right? Because you got to fucking fit my brain. And he took a little bit of the teeth visibility away because he had to make my cock massive. So what can I fucking say? That's how it works. Sir Chia for 2. Biden voting peppermint patty with pronouns. Thank you. Lockdown King for 5. So what happens after they destroy every show? Do we get new shows that are good? Maybe everything goes fucking bankrupt. Like either it's 2 options. Either Eventually they fucking go bankrupt and something rises to replace them, or they fucking get the fucking picture. And whether out of trying to save their own skin or save their own jobs, they actually create good shit, or because they actually get the hint, they make good shit. Those are the options.
You know, actually, what I would like, I actually would, this would be a good idea for LGBTQ, like trans representation. I would actually like to see a movie or some kind of like, app plus series, maybe Netflix, about Biden's nuclear, admin leader stealing luggage from women. I would like a full series as to how this person came to believe that they want to live in a woman's skin and then started stealing women's luggage.
Honestly, I'm not bullshitting. I would watch the fuck out of that.
I would watch it.
I would 100% watch.
We got to cast Brian Stelter because he looks like that crazy person.
Matt Damon, shave your fucking head and play that freak.
But he can still get a job. Brian Stelter can't. So we got to employ Stelter in some way.
I like an animated version, and a real life version.
Oh my god, that would be so good. No, seriously, like if someone actually took like a serious approach, like a Breaking Bad level storytelling of that freak and how that whole thing played out, it'd be the fucking greatest thing ever. I'd watch the hell out of that. Vince Gilligan, make it happen. Make it happen. Better Call Saul's over. Make it happen.
East Coast Toasty Boy for 5. Here's a brain teaser. If the Disney flicks about gay dads, who's supposed to be the incompetent one? The white one.
Yeah, the white. Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah, I mean, we had Santa's husband, and there was a white guy in there, so the white Santa was the dumb one, I guess. I don't know. I remember that from the intro from Gary. I know Gary read that last year, and then it was the intro for FNT. That's what made me think of Santa's husband all over again, from Daniel Kibblesmith.
The real BBSC. We're talking about the Santa Claus. East Coast Toasty Boy for 5. I said that one. Johnny Slaction for 5. How the fuck you guys friends with Dan Vass, but TNME doesn't have a theme song? It's Jeremy's fault.
Yeah, me and Dan's been talking about it for a while. It's more so just I don't want to do a Tuesday Night's Main Event theme song, but I will tell you guys the idea is to try to make a Geeks and Gamers theme song. So it's kind of like for Universal to apply to all of our streams. Considering we have like 10 fucking YouTube channels. By the way, shout out to Tabletop the other day. Tabletop had a phenomenal stream last night. Arudai is crushing it over there. So I know he sent a super chat earlier. They're trying to get to 10,000. Tabletop's doing so good, along with every other, Park Hopping, Poor Choices. Sports Wars is doing dog shit, but that's because Ryan runs it. But every other channel is doing really good. So
I think it's honestly because we do too many streams. If I'm being real,
that
we leave public. That's what I think.
Well, if only you were in charge and you could change that.
Well, we'll get to the end of the.
I'm just messing with you.
East Coast Toasty Boy for 2, or just about gay couples in general. Thank you, Ryan Mason for 2. I didn't get a hi from Ripa. For his brother, for his cousin, Josh. I think.
What?
You say hi. Say hi.
Hello.
There you go.
Say hi, Josh.
Krista, do you want to do the theme song instead of Dan?
Get a cameo.
I mean, yeah, I'd rock it.
All right. You want to give us a little song real quick?
No. It's too late.
She's on camera right now. She don't want to go. Just do your audio avatar and then sing.
I can't
All right,
do
here we
that
go.
now. Okay.
You can't.
Can you
Well, I
sing the
could-
Black National Anthem? I want to hear that.
Huh?
Yeah, can you sing it?
What am I singing?
Can you sing
Black
the Black
National Anthem?
How does that one go?
That's what everybody asks when they hear
Lift every voice and sing. Come on.
Sing Gangsta's Paradise.
Been spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise.
Oh God.
Been spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Hi Ryan. Hi Drew. How are you guys?
Oh man,
Fucking hate that voice. Paragenix Geek for 2. Jeremy needs to buy a house for everyone to live. There you go.
Working on it.
I'd go.
MGTOW, Michigan.
Bring Drew in town. Hang out. Play
Yeah.
some video games.
Let's go.
Get him out here. We'll take him to Universal. It's not near as gay as Disney. So,
True. Could you imagine drunk 3PO taking Drew around Universal? That would be perfect.
I'd love it.
MGTOW Michigander for 5. Would you be surprised if hobbits start demanding special pronouns and new genders in the next Lord of the Rings season?
I'll be disappointed if they don't, based on the first season of Lord of the Rings or the Rings of Power.
They still need, since they showed us all these like very diverse hobbits, and somehow like thousands of years later they're just all white. You got to show me the Hobbit Holocaust, all right? You got to show me what fucking happened to these motherfuckers. You say they're all diverse, and then all of a sudden they're not. Got to show me. East Coast Toasty Boy for 5. Speaking of the maggot topic, go watch one of Eddie Murphy's old stand-up shows, Delirious. He even made fun of Michael Jackson on his feminists. Those were the days, man.
Eddie Murphy Raw, like that. It is unreal. Dude, these motherfuckers that are offended over shit that we say on YouTube, go watch Eddie Murphy Raw. You will not be able to function properly if you're offended over the things that we joke about. I mean, it's unbelievable.
I saw on Instagram Reels, somebody clipped up Chris Rock's bit about who's more racist, white people or black people. Like, you know the one I'm probably fucking talking about. Like, holy shit, that's funny. But yeah, I mean, could he do that today?
No.
He'd probably get slapped by somebody. Cowboy 1 for $5. Miles Morales is just like George Santos. Another lie. Thank you, Cowboy 1. Michael McGranahan for 5. Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Whoopi Goldberg is Karen Johnson. That's Whoopi Goldberg's birth name.
That's a real name.
Before she decided to be Whoopi fucking and a Jewish last name. So there you go.
I think you guys were talking earlier about all this gay stuff. So we'll see. Oh, hello, I'm back. So coincidentally letting me us know you're hanging outside the end of your draws is dangerously close to the right amount of gay. Weird. They were like Ryan and Drew were like all the gay jokes in the beginning were just crazy. I was laughing my ass off. Thank you.
Well, you guys started off the
Thank
show
you.
with
I know. Well, it's what we do.
It wasn't my choice.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate
You're the one.
bud.
You're the one that brought me on your show and made me talk about that, Drew.
You guys keep super chatting. Maybe we'll be able to bring Drew out to Orlando in the first month that we're there. So
there you go. That'd be fun.
Yep.
Matt Carney for
Drew,
5.
Drew's only first class. I mean, he told me he's like only first class.
Yeah,
like,
just give me reparations. Give us reparations.
Yeah. So
it'll be first class, but it'll be Spirit Airlines. Mag Carney for 5. For a while now, Hollywood has stuck to good guy kills bad guy trope. However, will we ever see a trend of more complex explorations of the villain? You know, we were having the conversation earlier about like it's predictable what they're going to do. Sometimes like predictable isn't necessarily always a bad thing. The problem is the template they're using now is a poor one that's failed time and time again. When you look at something like Top Gun Maverick, yeah, that's a predictable movie. They basically just copied the first Top Gun, except they added a Death Star trench run from A New Hope at the end of it, right? Like, they didn't do anything fucking mind-boggling or crazy, what a fucking twist. But it was just a good fucking movie because they made it with the right intentions.
Yeah, I mean, like I rewatched it recently for the first time since I saw it in theaters, and I mean, dude, I still like moments with, you know, him and Iceman, and it's just like, that's emotional. But now a lot of that's because we know Val Kilmer is obviously, you know, having real life issues too, but it's like, it's such a well-told story, but it is a very simple story. So that's what we were talking about. We were talking about Avatar 2, you know, and everybody's like, oh, it's just a basic story. Yes, there's nothing wrong with telling a good basic story without bullshit. And that's exactly what Top Gun Maverick was. It's not going to win any awards, which, I mean, I know that's kind of that doesn't even mean anything anymore. But you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be a film that you're going to look back on and think about Shawshank Redemption or something like that. It's a simple, good story, which is all people really are looking for. That's it. Not complicated.
The Common Nerd for 5. Jeremy, I want to let you know I wore my G&G shirt the entire time during my 22.5-hour stream last week. Keep up the great work, guys and gals. Thank you, Common Nerd. I got your DM about that. I was so busy that I wasn't able to hop on, but I appreciate the invite.
That is awesome. Thank you, man. Man, rocking the Geeks and Gamers stuff. It always just makes me happy. Seeing Drew rocking that shirt. I saw Ryan's like, Jeremy be all freaking out if he saw that.
Well, Jeremy's
I was
fucking
freaking
jerking
out.
off in his fucking car.
Damn right I was.
Get it.
Scratch pad. Scratch pad for 5. It's like jumping in front of a car to prove that people are dying from car accidents.
Yes.
Taters Vivo for 5. Ouchie Fauci. Also gifted memberships hype. I don't think we have them yet.
One day. They'll be on D-Day Cobra tomorrow for all the gifted membership people that want to gift them. You can do it on my personal channel. Just can't do it on this one.
I see Leif Erikson talking about watching Jack Ryan on Amazon Prime. I like that series. There is a little bit in the second and third season. The second season, there's some fucking. I mean, it is a political show. I mean, it's about a fucking CIA agent who's dealing with like geopolitical fucking things, you know. So it's always going to be a part of it. This one, it's like, hey, this fucking leftist, populist candidate who's a fucking woman.
We have him. We have him. What the fuck? Taters Vivo just gifted 5.
Oh my gosh, we got him.
What? Someone tell Dominic. Where's Dominic? Thank you, Taters Vivo. We finally fucking have him. Holy shit. How did you know that?
Dang.
He probably just saw the option.
Can we get some claps?
Holy hell.
Ryan? Push the button.
Holy hell. Yeah, we got gifted memberships before Krista got her check mark on Twitter. Poor Krista.
In 2 weeks, man.
Oh my
Elon
gosh.
Musk, what's going on?
Fucking Elon Musk.
Holy shit. Well, thank you,
awesome.
Taters Vivo.
Look at that.
The Wicked Plumber for 10 gifted memberships.
Boom. Thank you, the Wicked Plumber.
Thank
Hell
you.
yes.
Holy shit. It's about
Finally,
damn
we've been waiting a
time.
long time for this.
We have.
Jeremy's been
A lot
wanting to
of
go full
memes.
DSP talking about fucking gifted memberships. He just hasn't had the opportunity to.
To be fair, it's everybody else asking. Dominic, who's gifted like 1,000 on Geeks and Gamers Play, he's just been crushing me over this. And he's probably not watching right now, but that's okay.
Hayden for 5. Makes you wonder if most of the good cops and agents left. If not, why are there not more whistleblowers? I mean, I think some have. I think some have moved. I mean, some cops have fucking moved to places where they're not feel like they're put in that position for certain things. But yeah. FIPO for 10. Geeks and Gamers Super Bowl tailgate party this year to help cheer on the Cowboys. We'll definitely do something for Sports Wars for the Super Bowl. I don't know if we're going to do a tailgate party because it depends where it's at. Well, I don't know where the fucking Super Bowl is being played. It's at a definitive place.
Krista, keep up with all these gifted memberships. But Tim P says, turn chat green.
Everyone, yeah.
It's in fucking LA this year. Or no, that was
Dev. 10 more gifted memberships.
That was last year.
Dev, yes.
So where's it going to be this year?
Shout
Oh,
out
it's
to
in
Dev.
Arizona.
It's in Arizona, right?
It's in Arizona, Drew.
Let's go. Geeks and Gamers tailgate
do it.
AZ.
Let's do it. Let's
Hey,
do it.
I always see fucking Alex Stein up in the fucking box of these Dallas Cowboys games. I mean, he's fucking in there for like a New York Islanders one. Alex is fucking everywhere all the time. Alex, get us Super Bowl tickets.
Yeah, Alex, come on, hook it up. Dude,
Yeah.
I talked to him right after the Portnoy thing or the Barstool thing. He's like, "What do you think, man?" I said, "I'm pissed. Why? You weren't wearing a Geeks and Gamers hat." So
He was wearing a
started
New York
laughing.
Islanders hat.
Alex Stein is insane.
I almost
dude.
wore a Geeks and Gamers hat when I confronted Obama.
Oh yeah.
This close. I didn't do it because I didn't know how you guys would feel.
Dude.
Oh, we would have loved
Rocket,
it.
Rocket.
Did you wear that dumb Baby Yoda one?
I'm okay with that.
No, I don't remember.
No, Drew wears a Baby Yoda one when he tries to infiltrate fucking like SJW leftist things.
You wear Disney clothing, and all the leftists were like, "Oh, look, a brown guy wearing Disney. He's one of us."
Yeah.
That easy.
He wears a Baby Yoda hat on backwards with like glasses, and he looks like an
I wore a
SJW.
Darth Vader T-shirt last time I
Yeah.
Rhino Helix for 10 gifted Geeks and Gamers
That's awesome.
memberships.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's awesome. Hayden for 20. I think to start, we mandate that they live stream all experiments and have recorded videos. Then people can decide if hamster fight clubs are stupid and not to fund, or if we fund the government through super chats and views. It's a great idea. Should have done the same thing when Fauci killed all those fucking dogs, that piece of shit.
Oof, the worst. Dude, how can anybody support this man? Seriously. What the fuck is wrong with anybody out there that actually supports Anthony Fauci on any level? Like, I don't understand it. You're either not paying attention or you're a sick fuck. Because if you're paying attention to anything that this man has been doing, then there is absolutely no way that anybody with a working brain could actually support this disgusting fucking piece of shit. It drives me crazy, man.
Where the fuck was I? Here we go. Gerald Armstrong for 2. Geeks and Gamers mukbangs. I used to do some food reviews on my RKL Plus live channel. So I did a Batman review. Then I didn't want to post anything on that channel for a while. East Coast Toasty Boy for 5. I tried the Mexican ones before. They're not candy. They ruin perfectly good fruits like mango and watermelon with chili powder. Blasphemy. Mexican candy's fucking horse shit. Like, I can tell why everybody's fucking trying to cross the fucking borders to get some goddamn treats. Like,
I have some Mexican candy right now. It's over there.
just because you're fucking used to it. Tastes like shit.
It's the lollipops that you don't like.
I need your expertise.
I don't blame Ryan. I mean, I'm a Hispanic and I don't like it either. So
yeah, it tastes like shit. Like, imagine fucking eating fucking Three Musketeers and Snickers and Reese's and like chocolate, and then fucking going to some other dog shit third world fucking
Ryan
country.
said chocolate.
And going to some dog shit third world fucking
all
country.
All the disdain in Ryan's face. Chocolate.
Yeah. It's brown, you know. So, but and then hey, I would like to have some candies, please. And you hand them a couple fucking pesos, and they hand you fucking watermelon covered in chili powder. The fuck.
Dude, Krista, that has to be, you got to clip that, or Steph, just him saying chocolate, and we're just gonna play that clip like every time Jay tries to talk.
That clip from SpongeBob with the old lady where she's like chocolate. That's basically Ryan.
You got him on that one, Krista.
That was pretty funny. SpongeBob's so dumb. Crazy Tiger Person for 20. Hey, do you think you can review Ark Survival Evolved TV trailer? I fear it may go woke, and I hope Ryan takes over. It's nice to see the reparations. Thank you, Crazy Tiger Person.
Look.
I don't know how I said it. I just said it like irritated.
Chocolate.
You remember that time on that stream where he said Jeremy? Like, he says things with disgust all the time. Jeremy.
It was on my stream, and it was, I forget what it was.
It was somebody sent you like a $50 super chat, and they were basically like, they were saying something like sorry to you about something, and or something that you like. It was a miscommunication. You're like, dude, no, it's all good. You can criticize me. You criticize me. You can certainly criticize Jeremy.
Yeah. It's like, it's no problem. Listen, I get it. You can criticize me. You can certainly criticize Jeremy. I said it like that, probably.
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Like, I just fucking hate you. Shush. And I don't know about the Ark Survival Evolve. I don't really know. I'll take a look at it though. Crazy Tiger Person. Shush. This is a weird fucking name. For $5, you can tell Jeremy's involvement in the show by the way he laughs. Keep it up. Thank you.
I'm having fun tonight, man. Ryan hosting. Fuck yeah, it's great.
Jeremy comes in as a fucking middle reliever.
Hell yeah.
Because Bug Eye for $10. He, Brenton, needs to be played by Meth Damon, the guy from Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah, that dude in what was El Camino? Was that the movie, the Breaking Bad movie? Is that what it's called?
You talking about Badger?
No. The Matt Damon kid, the guy that looked like Matt Damon. What's his name?
I don't fucking remember.
Anyway, that guy gained a lot of weight for I think El Camino for the post Breaking Bad movie with Jesse. Todd, that was his name, Todd. Yeah. He looked just like he looked like Meth Damon. And so, but he gained a shit ton of weight for El Camino. But he was also in like some other TV shows.
Jesse
He was in Friday Night
Pinkman?
Lights. He was in Friday Night Lights. Huh?
Beardo says Jesse Pinkman.
No, that's Jesse.
No, that's Jesse. She hasn't seen Breaking Bad. She needs to watch it though.
Why don't you watch fucking Breaking Bad?
One of the greatest shows ever.
Super Mastermind for 5. Milk chocolate was invented by Mexican nuns. Well, yeah, they're the fucking closest people to God, so it's no wonder that they did that.
Wait a minute. Did you say Jesse Plemons? Is that what you said, Krista?
I don't know.
You said Jesse
Yes.
Pinkman.
No. I think she said Plemons. That's his name. That's the Meth Damon guy's real name is Jesse Plemons.
Okay.
So we were wrong. Not Krista.
I don't give a fuck. She still deserves all the criticism in the world because she hasn't watched it. Hayden
She's too
for
busy
10.
watching Baby Yoda.
Hayden for 10. There's Mexican candy that has scorpions in it. I'm close to the border. It's in every store. It's a scorpion in a suckered, covered in, you guessed it, Ryan, chili powder. Yeah, of course there is.
That's true. They also have a clear one. You can see the scorpion in it.
Ryan is Baby Yoda.
Yeah, that's true.
I need someone to meme that. Put my face on the Mandalorian and then Baby Yoda in the side satchel.
There used to be fucking memes of me as Baby Yoda.
Yeah,
one
I
with
made
no
them.
teeth though. Put the
I
one with
made
no
them.
teeth.
Yeah.
No teeth.
Sophie for 6. Try Dulce de Leche from Argentina and Chorron de Doña Pepa from Peru. Are those candies?
I've tried Dulce de Leche.
Dulce de
That's
Leche,
good.
I've heard of that, right?
Yeah, that's good. I haven't tried the
Something
other
with
one.
milk. I don't know. Samurai Vader for 2. Chocolates? Yes, sir. With or without nuts.
It's a good episode.
Gerald Armstrong for 2. Be funny to hear Ryan say, "It was me, Austin.
It was me all along."
Yeah. Members, Can Man for 10 months. Thank you. Hey, Krista, Steph, and other guys. I hope y'all had a good Christmas. And with that, have a happy new year. Get good at Fortnite next year, Jeremy.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everyone.
The new season, it's taking some getting used to. All right. The meta is very different. So just getting there. So
It is. It is different.
Yeah, it is very different.
Dev member for 2 months. Hollywood loses, Geeks and Gamers wins, just as it should be.
Damn right.
Jack Hudson, member for 6 months. Thank you. Hail G&G. Hope everyone had a great holiday. Question: will there be a G&G stream monthly/weekly when you're discussing just video games?
Yes.
There better be.
Yes. That once we get set up, that will happen. I want to do more video games on this channel anyway. So I've actually been talking to a few people about that. So more gaming content will be happening at this thing called Geeks and Gamers.
Jolly Roger for 2 months. I disagree with the Cheetos on shirt. Cavill's a Brit. He games with the 3-piece suit on, drinks wine. His gamer words are rubbish and top chap. Thank you, Jolly Roger. Drunk Emerald Arrow, Galaxy Express Media, member for 13 months. Late Merry Christmas to y'all and Happy New Year. Looking forward to all the new fresh hell in 2023. Certainly, my friend. Thank you.
Now, 2023 is going to be a great year for us, and I'm not a new year, new me kind of guy. I think that's super gamer word.
No one said that this year.
But
Notice that?
well, not yet. But wait for the new year to roll around. They'll probably fucking start saying it. But obviously, with us kind of shifting our focus, it's kind of symbolic from that perspective. So I think it's going to be a huge turning point for us. I'm excited.
There you go. All right. East Coast Toasty Boy for 2. What's the obsession with chili powder? Jeez.
Ryan's a huge fan of chili powder.
Like, it's fucking fine. I don't like it on candy. Like, it shouldn't be just a fucking coat of chili powder. That's the first thing that touches my tongue when I'm eating candy. It makes no fucking sense. It's because Mexico doesn't have any fucking sugar because they're all poor there. 224 Vic for $20. Last TNME of 2022. One of my highlights for this year was meeting some of you at Anime Matsuri on my birthday weekend, especially with Krista singing me happy birthday while hugging me and jumping around like a puppy.
I remember that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Shout out.
It's and I hope that's something we're gonna do, like, you know, occasionally when we're in Orlando, you know, like doing some city walk, you know, meetups occasionally, like every, you know, 3 to 6 months or something like that. Try to get together with a few people. Yeah, we love meeting you guys. It's great. It's awesome. And yes, the last Tuesday night's main event of the year, and we got gifted memberships. Holy shit, that's crazy. I can't even imagine some of the emojis that Krista and Steph are going to come up with for Mario Kart streams now. Holy shit. A good chance Jay is going to be heavily featured in the memes, because that's what we do here. We meme Jay. But anyway, Ryan, where we at? We caught up?
Dead fool. Okay. Drew and Steph, if you had to choose McDonald's and Taco Bell, which would you choose?
Ooh. McDonald's. Cool.
Taco Bell.
Yeah, fucking Drew right there. I love it. McDonald's really good too. But
I gotta go with McDonald's.
I love it when the Mexicans acknowledge Taco Bell is good. So all about that. Titty Smacker for 3. The Witcher writers are literally retarded as fuck. Thank you, Titty Smacker.
I like that. Can we read that one more time?
Titty Smacker. The Witcher writers are literally retarded as fuck.
Yeah.
Sophie for 5. If I send you guys candy from Peru, will you eat it? I will, because it's probably not covered in chili powder. So I'll eat it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be willing to try it. So, and don't forget tomorrow.
I'll film them eating it.
Yes, tomorrow, D-Day Cobra, my personal channel. We're gonna be live with our political show. Me, Ryan, Drew's gonna be there. Suresh is gonna be there. It's gonna be awesome. So we got a lot to talk about.
All right, we got a bunch of super chats from Anakma Mine here. You know me, guys. I'm Mr. Positive, certainly not prone to angry rants. So what I'm about to say to Witcher showrunner Lauren Histrich is constructive criticism and comes purely out of love. Lauren, if you're listening, you're a filthy pirate hooker. You're destroying the Witcher IP to make up for your stretched out, diseased pork wallet. You have a black, God-shaped hole in your heart that was left there when your father abandoned you at age 5. No amount of IP destruction will ever fill that hole. You either need to find Jesus or a rope/rickety... or a rope and rickety stool store in Minecraft. Those will be the only things that ease the pain of your black SJW heart. Quit show running. Unlike being a disease-riddled skank, it's not for you. I hope this helps. Nothing but love for you, your fellow vacuous whores, as well as the walking lobes of bitch that call themselves men in the writing room, and your loved ones. P.S. When I say loved ones, I'm of course speaking about your 50 cats, 5 of whom are still alive. P.S. Your cats don't love you back. Like all cats, they literally just wait for you to die so they can eat you. They'll start with your eyes, the part they love the most. Once again, all my love, you ignorant slut. Hashtag I stand with Henry Cavill. Thank you, Anakmaman, for your statement
towards Lauren Histrich. There's only one way to react to that one.
I was not ready for that. I was not ready for that. What just happened?
Ironically, Lauren Histrich has appeared on this channel before. Funnily enough, so maybe she has heard about it. I imagine if she heard that, she'd give us the old Snyder treatment.
I'm pretty sure she would. At this point,
she'd actually mean it.
We should probably just compile Hollywood people to disassociate from Geeks and Gamers at this point. Just see how many we can get to just publicly denounce us. Just fucking roll with it. It's not like it's gonna hurt our brand.
Yeah.
You know,
cats
prove it actually.
Yeah.
Cats will eat you if you die though. My balls itch for 15. If I want to see 2 men kissing, I'll just watch TNME. With the Rainbow Mafia representation Little Mermaid, does it mean we'll get pearlfish character? If you don't know, a pearlfish hides up the ass of the sea cucumber. Rippin' new. Hayden for $20. My girlfriend and I went to a con in Oklahoma. Masks and all that required. How was Matsuri? I'd love to go up to a meetup with you guys at a con. Just need to know what to plan for. Anime Matsuri, it was nothing. You could have brought a fucking bazooka in there. You certainly didn't need to fucking wear a mask or get jabbed.
I wouldn't have been there if I had to wear a mask. So
yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Same with Dallas Comic-Con.
Yep.
Nothing. So
yep. We wouldn't. Have I been to any con where I had to wear a fucking mask? Like even in the beginning, I don't think so. And obviously, we got invited to San Diego Comic-Con, and but they were doing the masks. So no, I'm not doing it. Into discussion at this point. Like not doing it. Like any place that's requiring that, you can have it. I ain't going nowhere near it.
No comprendo for 5. Mex have fruit jams named Ate and Borrachitos jellies. Does that ring a bell for any of the Spanish speakers?
Not for me, no.
I'm the
All
worst to ask these kind of questions because
Mary Nicholson for 10. Had In-N-Out for the first time today. Can definitely say it does not live up to the hype. Five Guys, Whataburger, and Culver's all have better burgers. I will die on that hill.
Culver's, I'll give you Culver's because Culver's is like amazing.
And Five Guys, clearly.
It's close, but In-N-Out, man.
In-N-Out is good and it's reasonably cheap. It's not what everybody fucking hypes it up to be, and
yes,
that's the
it
problem.
is.
That's the problem.
Yes, it is.
No, it really isn't. I was so
Yes, it
disappointed.
is.
All the times that I went there. Always.
I feel that way about Whataburger though, because growing up in Cali, In-N-Out's like, yeah, In-N-Out, but then everyone's like, well, you got to try Whataburger, and I tried it. I'm like, it's like Burger King.
All right, Krista.
It is not like Burger King.
Like a Whopper.
Poll. Get a Culver's, Five Guys, In-N-Out, and Whataburger.
I think it's gonna go Five Guys probably.
I love Five Guys.
Well, I think that Culver's probably, because I don't think enough people have probably had Culver's yet. I don't know if it's nationwide. Obviously, In-N-Out is only West Coast. Five Guys is nationwide. Whataburger, is that nationwide? I know it's south.
No, it's not nationwide. But it's across like the Southwest. I mean, Texas, fucking New Mexico, even in Arizona, they got Whataburgers, right?
Yeah, there's one across where I live.
Yeah.
I'll just
there you go.
Ripper don't eat any of this shit. So
Not anymore.
Hayden for 20. The mask was required. I didn't comply at all. Yeah, we didn't have any of that that I remember. Sophie for 6. Mask mandates are finally lifted. I still wear them now in crowds because I realize how much people stink, maybe. Realize how much people stink.
Well, I don't care. Like, again, it goes without saying, but it's just you have to repeat it for the fucking retards out there on Twitter that want to pretend that you're saying something you're not. I don't care if you wear a fucking mask. You wear one for the fucking rest of your life. That's fine. Wear 7 of them. Cry in a corner with your fucking Fauci shirt. That's fine. But that doesn't mean everybody else has to fucking do it. And that's the whole problem with this leftist mentality of that they think that everything they believe, everything they do, you have to do. It's not about that. Fuck who you want to fuck. Watch whatever movies you want to watch. Wear as many masks as you want to watch. Or wear. Jab yourself as many times as you want to jab. That's fine. Do it. Whatever. Doesn't mean everybody else has to do it. And that's the problem with these freaks. They believe everybody else has to do exactly as they do. And if you don't do that, you are endangering them, which is bullshit. That's the whole problem with all of it.
Yeah. And we are all caught up. I realized we were supposed to announce the giveaway for the BenQ monitor, and it kind of slipped my mind until the last second. So we're going to extend that a few more days over on Locals, exclusive Locals supporter giveaway. If you want to be entered to win, all you got to do is comment on the pin post that we made about a week ago. You could win a BenQ monitor. I think MSRP on that thing's either $14.99 or $17.99. We're talking $1,799. The 4K gaming BenQ projectors, they're fucking incredible. So if you want to get in that giveaway, if you're a local supporter, go ahead and over and do that. If you want to get in on it, become a local supporter, and then you can go comment over there.
Yep.
And we're caught up, Jeremy.
All right. So the fast food or the burger poll, I guess you want to call it, is Five Guys at 46, In-N-Out 21, Culver's 19, Whataburger 14.
Yeah,
it played out about how I expected it. Five Guys being the only national chain, the true national chain, I think,
and also really fucking good and better.
Oh, it's fantastic! It's fantastic. But if I have to choose between Five Guys and In-N-Out Burger, I'm choosing In-N-Out Burger. Oh, just for the burger. Even though I think the fries are kick ass.
Yes, I think Five Guys
fries are phenomenal. Yes, especially
and also just the burger. I would also choose Five Guys. It's just fucking bigger and juicier.
Over Whataburger. I would choose Five Guys over Whataburger.
I will say though, I've recently like Culver's burger, the butter burger has surpassed the In-N-Out burger. It really has. Like
Jeremy only has like this because you've just probably eaten so much Culver's.
Oh my god, dude! No. It's just Culver's is just so they putting crack in that, dude. I don't know what they're putting something in there, and I'm just sniffing my nose every morning, waiting for them to open doors so I can eat a fucking butter burger every day. Culver's is just amazing. So, but anyway, great job tonight. It was awesome having Drew on. Ryan did a great job. Ladies did a great job. Ripa, glad he.
Yes.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Here's one for Steph.
Oh.
That's back from the beginning when you were making tamales, I guess. It's a terrible fucking meme. Your head looks
That's what I
weird.
do.
It's so bad. It's so bad. I'm glad Ripa graced us with his presence. Is you know, I have to go through 7 people to get him to you know, talk to me these days. He's got so many assistants, and, you know. But yeah, this was awesome. Shout out to Rumble, shout out to Odyssey, shout out to Locals. I love that we have the stream on so many different places. We have gifted fucking memberships now.
Yay.
I still can't believe that. That is awesome. So tomorrow, D-Day Cobra, 11 Central, 12 Eastern, our political show. Me, Ryan, Drew, and Suresh. It's going to be a banger tomorrow. So that's going to be really good. I'm looking forward to that one. Other than that, Ryan, take us away, man.
Hey guys, thanks for being here. We appreciate the fuck out of you. Everybody on Rumble, go ahead.
And yeah, well, Drew, I don't know if you want to plug anything, plug away, my friend, and the mods will drop any links you want. So
yeah, I'm just pushing my Rumble pretty hard. Like I told you guys earlier, I'm totally off of YouTube. I like to be able to say what I want when I want, and Rumble's so far so good. They're letting me have free speech right now, so guys can go follow, sub on my Rumble. I'm sure that link will drop right now in the chat. And also follow me on Twitter at DrewHLive. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I want to play Fortnite soon with you guys on the channel.
Hey, well, Krista, are you playing tonight?
Yeah, I'm playing.
You want to play with us tonight?
Sure. Let's do it.
All right.
Here we go.
And also, I will be on Friday Night Tights January 13th, I believe. Yes, January 13th. I'll be on Friday Night Tights. It's gonna be lit. Cannot wait.
Hell yeah. Yes. Yes.
And it was.
Ryan, you want to play? Ryan, you want to play Fortnite with us?
I got other shit to do, man.
Beardo, if you're still in chat, you can
get in there, Beardo. It's gonna be me, Beardo, Drew Hernandez, and Krista on Krista's Twitch channel.
Yes.
Man, Jamie's really gonna drag down the team.
Also, I just want to say, because Jay Schwabach missed it, but thank you again for the 49.1 tip. Says, I got nothing. Take my money, you bastards.
You said bastards.
It's in the Bible. It's fine.
Is that the rule?
She had that one on quick response.
Can you say ass?
Right there.
Yes.
Can you say no. Say it right now.
I am not going to be fooled by your tricks.
If it's in the Bible.
Donkey.
Eric K for 2. Shakes at In-N-Out are the best. Okay.
Shakes are awesome. Jay will probably agree with that one.
No comprendo for 2. Fast food is part of big tobacco. I don't give a fuck. I'll eat it.
Krista, if you want to go ahead and bounce and get your stream set up, and then we're just going to do it through Discord. Are we going to do Discord?
Is Drew in the G&G Discord?
Do you have a Discord, Drew?
I think so.
Drew's probably banned off Discord.
We could just do StreamYards
on PlayStation. So like, you just send me an invite, or I don't know, send me a link on Twitter or something.
Okay.
No, well, yeah, just
we'll
do it through
stream.
stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right. Bye, Krista.
See y'all in 10 minutes. Bye.
Bye, Krista. And we should have talked about it earlier, Drew, but it was cool seeing you and everybody out there at TPUSA, the Freedom Fest and everything in Arizona a couple weeks ago.
I know we gotta get you guys out to one of these, man. I'd
love to, man.
Because Tim Pool came out, did his show, and I would love to see you guys do something like that. I think, dude, I'm telling you, every time I go somewhere, it's always the top 2 things. Either they're saying, hey, I love your show. I see you on your show on Real America's Voice, blah, blah, blah. Or they're like, oh, I saw you on FNT, or I saw you on Geeks and Gamers, or I saw you on Tim Pool. You guys are like right up there. Every time I see someone in public, they always say the same thing. So you guys are freaking killer.
I'll talk to you a little bit about some of the stuff we got going on behind the scenes that I think is going to take us to another level too. And you can, we got some good shit going on, man. And I would love for us to be there. And you just let me know. You let me or Ryan know, man. We'd love to do it.
All right, guys, go follow me. I'm gonna go get my little streaming setup ready. I guess we're gonna play some Fortnite. It'll be fun. All right.
All right. See you, Drew.
See you, bro.
Ryan's too much of a a little girl to come and play, but it's all right.
I had to fucking do this entire shit for Jeremy today.
Listen, hang on. The best part of it is we got Ripa to play Fortnite for like a month, and like the third day he plays, he goes on Twitter, tags Fortnite, is like, "Get the fucking tanks out the game!" And like he's been
ruining the game.
Like he's been playing this shit for like 6 years, and then they took the tanks out of the game.
Because a raging black man, a pissed off black man, started screaming at them on Twitter.
It's so good. Rip and tweeted it like you've been playing Fortnite for like years.
Oh man.
Hey, I love you guys. I'm gonna go get my stream ready. Hey,
All
Rip,
right, man.
Stream with you, man. I love
Hey,
you.
absolutely, Drew. Yeah, we'll do it again, man.
Take
Peace
it
out.
easy, man. I'll see you,
brother.
I'll see you in a few, and then tomorrow.
Here we go. Last super chat. Hayden for 5. Concrete shakes at Freddy's are pretty good. So are the burgers. I had a terrible experience at Freddy's.
I like Freddy's.
I had a terrible experience there. I'll never go there again.
Really? Wait,
yes.
you having a bad experience at a fast food place makes you not want to go back? You shouldn't be going to any fucking place then.
No. It was really bad.
Can you tell? Can you say it publicly?
I don't even want to get into it. It's very upsetting.
Holy fuck. You're like traumatized.
Yeah, with this stupid bitch, this stupid fucking waitress. Like, bro.
Okay, I gotta call you after the stream. I gotta know.
So this was a Freddy's where, like, I don't know if all of them are like this because it seems so small, but you actually went down and you fucking like ate and like people served you there. Are there any Freddy's like that around you?
No, mine's like
They're
Five
all like
Guys.
fast. Yeah, they're all like.
Or Culver's.
So this is one like they take the food to you basically. They take the fucking food. I don't even want to get into it. It was a really bad fucking experience at this Freddy's. I'll never go there again.
Dude, you're so
I'll never go there again.
traumatized.
It's just bad. And I want to get done with this fucking stream.
This is like
Dean
you got
Age for
touched
$5.
inappropriately or something. Like,
Happy
it's
New
just-
Year to the whole Geeks and Gamers team and everybody here in the chat. Thank you, Dean. All right. We're going to fucking get out of here. Thanks, Ripa. Thanks, Drew. Thanks, Steph. Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks, Krista. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye,
Peace.
everyone. Love you all. Thank you.